sleep in forever because of all the noises and thumps and voices he's been hearing. And so later that night, due to some disfavorable bowel movements of others sleeping in his room, Aravan decided to just take a walk about the facilities. And in doing so, heard some of the same sounds that the cook was describing, coming seemingly from the strong room downstairs. And he got all the way up to it, but not quite through it, to see what these possible ghosts were up to, and before heading back to the party for the remainder of the night. And then at breakfast, Numa continued to make friends with Piter, and is, after a series of insults being thrown his way, Numa has agreed to face this guy in one-on-one combat.
Piter?
Piter.
Yep.
Nice. About time.
It's karma.
Mm-hmm.
Time to shut this guy up. Murder him once and for all. That'll show him that we're not murderers.
Oh, I have to remember I cast something on Numa.
Faith of
Probably
Shield
should
of
remember
Faith
that.
or something.
Shield of
No,
Faith.
I wrote a note. It's in the chat. Shield of Faith.
And I believe I had detect poison going.
Yes, you had that.
You did?
cast.
Just for the sake of making sure that Piter's fighting fair.
We're not.
Okay. So, first things first. If I could get... Well, no, let's do it this way. So, as all this ruckus and commotion is happening, people seem to be kind of like gathering around. And, several of the guards are taking an interest in this. And Bog Luck comes out and says, "What the hell's going on here?"
I gesture towards Piter, saying, in a way that says, "Yeah, Piter, what's going on here?"
Piter says, "I'm tired of this damn murderer being here in our camp. He murdered my friend and I want justice." And Bog looks at you and says, "I take it you've agreed to fight him?"
I have agreed to step out of the breakfast area to defend myself.
All right, and he looks around and says, "All right, all you bastards and scalawags. I want a fair fight here. It's between these two. Let's keep it that way." All right. Try not to get blood everywhere.
I got 10 gold on the one not even gobbed in a shirt.
This ain't no betting ring. They want to fight, let them fight.
So I'm going to say to Piter, "Piter, if I win, will this prove my innocence? Is this a trial by combat?"
And Piter draws his sword and says,
Sword, okay.
"You won't win."
All right.
Lovely swords you have there. I wonder where it came from.
We're just
Stabbed me
happy
one's
to
backs lately.
Does it look like there's blood covered on it?
No, it looks like a pretty typical longsword.
So this is going to be he's going to be armed during this combat.
Certainly appears that way.
Is
So
he
if you
also
could
armored?
roll initiative.
Is he also armored?
He is wearing armor.
Numa, do you have a weapon to make this a fair fight?
I need no weapon to make this a fair fight.
He just lifts up his hands.
Okay.
These lethal weapons.
You see these hands? I can't put them in my pockets.
If you had to make a guess, you'd say it's like he's wearing some type of splint armor.
Someone got paid.
And he just laughs at you. Fool, you must really wish to die.
Poke him in the eye.
And with that, he crouches low with his sword held and starts approaching you. And you get the drop on him.
Dadgummit, where's my... Shoot.
Karate chop him in the face.
Yeah, what to reveal?
Turtle formation?
Yeah, where's the nearest cart? No,
Numa, if you could possibly shatter this one's jaw, you won't be hearing any complaints from the rest of us.
So, do I need to do this? Okay, no. Did that?
Yeah, he's the V.
Did I? Hang on,
Yep,
I'm trying
he's
to get
targeted.
trying to get my combat tracker up. Gosh, should I go right to the? No. Okay, maybe. What to
Numa's
do?
just like looking at the sky, you know.
Yeah,
hands
I'm
on his
going to put
chin.
you on a timer. This is a mano a mano combat, so you've only got so long to decide what you're going to do.
So, yeah, I'm just going to hit him with my Fist of Unbroken Air off the bat. Let's just do it. Let's see what happens. What the heck? So, is that? Do I hit that spells? Hit the dragon head on the spells? Is that how you wanted me to do it? No.
No, there should be
If you hit
Hey.
the magnifying glass.
there should be
it
a
opens the spell.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, I hit the magnifying glass, and then
there's like a resistance or saving
there's a
throw
save,
or-
and yeah, there's
Yep,
a save. I click that.
This
You want
fight
to put
is-
that in the? Oh, good. It did it hidden automatically. I guess.
Yeah. Did you hit it twice,
I don't know.
or are there two saving throws?
No, I thought I just hit it once, but maybe I hit it twice.
Well, it rolled twice, so. Give me just a second to double check on your spell. You spend 2 key points, saving
It
throw. failed save.
automatically kills assholes. I
Okay,
think that's what I
Got
read.
cookies and a beer for this fight, and you're gonna end it that quick?
so
Well, this guy, I thought we were just going to like punch each other. I didn't know he was right up the freaking sword.
Spears in his hands, like, wait, it's done already.
all right. Well, as you
So yeah, it might be like the Raiders of the Lost Ark episode, where he just pulls his gun out and shoots the swordman,
let's see here. So
I'm not messing around now.
as you take up your stance of whatever your stance is, crane or whatever, you kind of whirl your hands, and then and this, like, it looks like you're taking a punch at him. It's obviously going to miss, but instead this force just goes shooting out of your fist and slams into his chest, and he staggers back but doesn't fall.
Oh.
So roll your damage.
All right, hang on. Shoot, I got too many things open. Okay, there it is. Now, is that the little blood drop? Guess so. Wow, a little blood drop. That's pretty cool.
That's it.
Damn.
I like the little
Jeez,
blood
look
drop.
at that damage.
Yeah, he only took half of it though. He saved.
Yeah, he still took 11.
And is there
Still
anything
a
else
good
you'd like
hit
to do?
when I have
Still a
to-
good hit.
Yeah, hang on. Shoot. Gotta get my computer going here. What's going on here? There it is. So I will say my bonus action. Well, I can attack him again, can't I?
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could if you wanted to.
5th level. So I'll come in as he's staggering. I'll move into him and attack him with the short sword.
Have you drawn your short sword? No, go ahead.
I draw my short sword. Yeah. Well, I can hit. Yeah, I can hit him with whatever. Doesn't matter.
Can you?
Well, you attempted to hit him.
Use
But
the
even though
plate,
he's-
Numa. Use the plate.
Even though he's staggered a little bit by your strike, he still managed to deflect your blade with his own. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Shoot. No, I think that's fine for now.
All
We'll see
right.
what happens.
So you're done.
Oh yeah, you want me to hit something? Let me do. Did you hit the little dragon? Okay.
Okay.
I don't like the fact that you've got all those guards waiting
No.
for us.
Well, it's just
It's
Is
all
that
right.
foreshadowing?
We got this.
you never know. There are lots of guards around.
Wait, why does the wizard have more health than I do? That ain't right.
That's a good question. I don't know. But Spider quickly regains his balance and steps up and takes a swing at you with his long sword.
We need some like Star Trek music in here.
And even with what you feel like is a slight, like shimmering, loosely fitting energy around you, in his anger, he just rakes his sword down into you with both hands and manages to connect. And you suffer 12 points of damage as he whirls the sword around and attacks again. This time, with your own swords, you manage to block his blow. Are any of the rest of you going to be doing anything to interfere with this fight?
Maybe
Or at least
a
this
little bit.
round?
In a little bit.
Not this round, but we'll see.
Noma, stop toying with the child and just silence him already.
I'm gonna finish
Apparently,
eating my
yeah,
apple.
apparently this armor is going to give me a problem, I think.
All right. Numa.
All right, so we will. Let me think about that. Okay, 2 attacks. So we'll attack again with short sword.
That'll hit.
Did I just click that? Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you. And then I'm going to. There's 2 attacks. Yeah, I can do 2 attacks with the sword now, right?
I believe you can.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And you can do a bonus action punch.
Yeah, that takes a key point, though. I'm wondering. Yeah.
No, that's to do 2 punches. You can do 1 punch for free.
Oh, you know what? That's what I was trying to look for. Is that
Martial
as a
arts.
bonus action?
Yep.
That's the martial arts part, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. The other one is
Oh, yeah, then-
Flurry of Blows.
All right, so
Bludgeon him.
as you as you recover from the vicious attack he made against you, using your short sword, which is quite a bit more nimble than his long sword as he's wielding it two-handed. You dart in, make a quick jab with your sword and catch him on the side. Whip it back around, and he manages to get his blade in front of it and block. And you use that motion where you are swinging with one hand with your short sword. As soon as it connects and he blocks, you strike at him right in the face with your fist and connect again.
Just like that, Numa. Marvelous.
Maybe we should have made this a bet.
No, this guy's
And
gonna be tough. This guy's tough.
As he takes the jab to the face, he circles you just a little bit. Wait, I need to tokens.
I think he's trying to kill me.
He's kind of getting a little different position and keeping you at bay, looking for an opportunity to strike. And then with a quickness you didn't quite expect, he strikes again. And even though he's quick on the attack, his footwork betrays him, and you manage to nimbly step back and deflect both strikes. As he does like lunging stabs. It is raining.
It's raining.
Oh yeah, it's been raining all morning.
Oh, has it? Aha! Aha!
And as
I've got an idea.
he takes these two-handed jabs right at your chest, you manage to step back and deflect them. And that is it for his turn. Anyone going to take any sort of action?
Nah. I'm gonna
Could
finish my
I
app.
try to look over towards Piter's group of friends to see how they're reacting to this? To see Numa getting in a couple of good hits, but Piter just missing.
They're cheering him on. Like, get that bastard, Piter! Get him! Watch out! He fights dirty. Watch his hands.
All right.
Your fights dirty. I'm about to throw some dirt in his face. See how it
Numa,
This is
Your
so
turn
funny.
again.
This monk and anyway, insulting a monk. How dare they? All right, short sword.
that'll hit.
Yay! I'll just continue with this combo for a while.
That's also going to hit.
Nice.
Yay!
So he
I
seems
am
to be
just playing with
getting,
it. Ah! That's my punch. Hang on.
You're
I'm not
dancing
done.
around him.
Ah!
So
Wow.
as these attacks begin, this short sword, it's almost starting to like sing in your mind as you seem to be becoming just in tune with it, and you whip it around once and make a light little scratch across his face, and whip it around the other way, make a slash across his shoulder, more just painful than truly damaging. But as he once again is trying to maneuver his longsword fast enough to block you, this time you take and whirl around and just kick him square in the side of the head.
Go, Numa, go.
And as this spinning kick connects, you hear kind of a crunch, and at first you're not sure if it's your heel or his face. But
cracked?
yeah. But he staggers and falls to the ground, looking slightly stunned and trying to regain his bearings.
I point my sword to him and say, "Yield."
And he goes, never, never, murderer.
Xavier's gonna yell out, "Poke him in the eye, monk!"
Sweep the leg.
I assume there's nothing else you're going to do?
Use the chair.
No, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna.
Use the chair.
Well, he stands back up, again looking quite uncertain on his feet, and decides that this time he realizes he's not just going to overpower you, so he draws his short sword.
Oh.
And now he's fighting with a long sword and a short sword, and makes his first attack with the long sword.
Nope.
And this one goes, he swings high at your head,
Have some faith in our party member, Xavier.
and you duck beneath it. And as you start to duck, the next swing comes underneath
Ooh, I saw that one coming.
and catches you full on. But you manage to turn with it just enough so that it's more of a scrape than a stab. He says, "I will get you yet."
Friend Piter, please yield.
And Numa's up again. If at any point one of you guys wants to, hop in and do something, just roll an initiative roll.
I think Numa's got this handled. I don't want to interrupt his death battle.
My Zen moment. Kind of like this.
Is any of
routine.
Piter's friends laying around?
Oh yeah, they're definitely around.
Alright.
And everyone has heard Numa saying, "Piter, yield." Piter's just refusing. And so Numa, with a slightly resigned look on his face,
Yes.
takes
That's it.
takes his sword and turning it over onto the flat side of the blade, he swings once, again mimicking what Piter just did, swings once high. And Piter manages to duck underneath it, kind of deflect it with his short sword. But again, Numa is just so quick with his hands that before, almost as it makes contact with the short sword, he flips it back the other way with the flat of the blade and just catches Piter right across the other side of the head. And he kind of starts to go down. He falls on one knee, and then Numa's foot he just does a standing kick and just right to the guy's chest and kicks him backwards, prone to the ground and unconscious.
Almost makes you feel sorry for the guy, doesn't it, Irvin?
I bow to my nemesis. Sheathe my sword.
Not sorry in the slightest, Xavier.
I mean, he had it coming, but...
And I guess I look over to Bartath or whatever his name is. Is that the cook or the?
Bog?
Bog is the
Bog is
half
the owner of the
orc
place.
who's kind of in charge of the place.
Yeah.
And
I look over there to discern any maybe what my next what he request. Yeah.
And Bog just kind of looks and says, "That wasn't as good a fight as I was hoping for. Somebody clean this asshole up." And with that, everything just kind of breaks away, and people kind of go about.
Aravan would like to be one of the individuals who would help Piter back to his room to help patch him up.
The two of his buddies get there first. And as you come to offer your help, they're like, "Just Just stay away from us.
That's mean.
But you do see them taking Fighter up the stairs and into that room.
So what's the reaction of the non-cultist associated people?
Basically, the reaction from everybody was kind of like, "Hey, good fight," or it was like, "Ooh, something entertaining." And then as quickly as it ends, they're just like, "Oh,
Okay.
okay."
Can I go kind of stealthily follow those three back into the room and try to listen at the door once they close it?
Good idea.
I mean, you can attempt to be stealthy about it, but there's
I would love
like
to.
30 people outside.
Well, I'll step back into the crowd,
Nonchalantly.
throw up my hood, activate the cloak, and then kind of just cruise behind him.
So he's in the upstairs room. And like I said, they've closed the door behind them. I want to say, even with your cloak activated, it's going to be next to impossible to stealth your way up there near that room.
I mainly was trying to stealth
but-
from them three, not from everybody else.
Right. But as the crowd starts to kind of get back out of the rain, now that there's nothing entertaining going on, you do find that it's a little easier to kind of just go stand in that corner right there and kind of listen. And if you want to make me some sort of perception check or something.
Certainly. Woocha.
So the walls aren't the thickest, as you know from having spent the night and hearing some snoring coming from other rooms.
I'm glad
But-
you were able to sleep.
I trance. I
But-
don't need to sleep.
There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of talking coming from the room. It's more just some groaning and some people kind of talking about, "I told him he shouldn't have picked a fight with that guy."
Okay. No valuable information.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Not like, oh man, boss cultist dude's gonna be upset.
No.
Okay.
And Numa, everyone kind of looks at you with a little more respect now that you've, you finally stood up to this guy calling you a coward and a murderer.
Yeah.
And they are kind of looking at you like, well, I guess maybe he didn't, do it. Maybe Piter was just upset or sane or whatever. But anyway, the gods punished him and he's gotten his ass kicked, so.
Excellent. So let me ask you a mechanical question right quick. The actual dodge action,
Mhm.
does that actually give you a dodge?
It makes the attacker roll with disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Okay, that's what I need to know. All right.
Which is really good when you're surrounded.
Yeah, if you got like 4 people attacking you, it's very handy.
Well, if I wasn't as nervous after he hit me that one time and did 11 points of damage, I was going to play a little bit with the dodge and make him look like a fool. But I'm afraid if he'd got a couple more hits in, it could have been interesting.
Okay. Real interesting.
Yeah,
So,
that's the problem. Is like these, behind the scenes a little bit. Mechanically, you should beat this particular encounter. You
Right.
you have more stuff. You're more talented and whatnot. But if he connected with a couple more hits, yeah, you could have been in
Yes.
some serious danger.
well, yeah. After he did 11 right off the bat, I'm like, crap, I'm going to die because he's not going to hold back. He's going to kill me. Of course, I know that I wouldn't have died because my friends would have taken all 30 of the guards out.
Oh, that was a fair fight. I guess Numa was a murderer.
Yeah.
But
Did he leave his sword on the ground?
he was unconscious. He left everything on the
Well,
ground.
I meant, did they leave his stuff on the ground?
No, they did pick up his stuff and take it in, but Numa, one thing it's like that, you're not happy exactly, you did what you felt like you had to do, but
No, I'm not elated.
this fight you just had, though, it's like something felt different. You felt like you were really in tune with your fighting and with, like, it's almost like that sword was just like an extension of your arm. And as you wander away, and I guess I'm assuming you kind of head back to your bunk.
Yeah.
Something tells you it's like you just want to like take the sword out and look at it again. You had this elvish guy back in Waterdeep telling you that it was the sword of some kind of nobility, and as you take it out and just kind of look it over again, now you've stared at it a lot, and you almost memorized all the lines and the little intricacies and the pattern of the steel. But as you pull it out and you look, there's definitely something different on it.
Blood?
The marking changed, or an additional marking?
An elvish rune
Awesome.
has
Yes.
appeared
Blood
on
runes.
the blade, just above the hilt.
Do I recognize it?
I don't know. Make me a perception. Or
I
make
knew
me
you were
a,
going to do that. Intelligence or perception?
it's not going to be perception because you can clearly see it.
Yeah.
I think it's going to have to be a history.
History? Oh, good.
Not trained in history? Oh.
I am.
Oh.
I was hoping you were going to fail that, so I would have time to look it up. I've had this plan, but I didn't have the exact thing in front of me.
Damn it, Numa.
Ben, if it's okay, while you're looking that up, before Numa went back to the room, Araban would like to step towards him while he's still kind of sitting in the aftermath, place his palm upon Numa, and heal him up for 10 hit points using Lay on Hands.
Sure.
As well as hand over 10 gold to Numa. He says, as I said, I got 10 gold on the one without the shirt.
Awesome. Thank you, friend Aravan, my hero.
You flatter me, Numa, by silencing that whelp. Hopefully once and for all.
I come back downstairs and it's like, oh, you
my
remember
wish.
his name.
Surely, Xavier, you know I have grown and matured in my days with this group.
Oh, I'm just messing.
But during the heat of the battle, I may return to just calling out rogue.
Well, I think we might need to find a different call sign for me. That's probably not the wisest thing to do.
Okay. So, I'll let you do this, Numa.
What do you need me to do?
Roll me a D100.
Let's see, I need to go to... I know how to do that. What is it, a right click? Yeah, right click. Oops. Well, I thought I did.
You can do it in the tracker, Brian.
Oh, there it is.
There it goes. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay. So, as you're holding this thing, It's the rune that has appeared. You recognize that it's a rune that it's complicated as most runes are. It is a symbol that could mean something as simple as, seeker or searcher. But depending on the situation, it could mean something much more complex and involved. Without more runes to give you the context, it's hard to say, but right now the best word you could use to describe it is, I guess, seeker.
Got it.
And for purposes of mechanics, your weapon is now a +1 magic sword.
What? Nice. Now it's really a special elven short sword.
That means that your sword is allowed to bring one more person to Ben's wedding.
That's right. And you now are attuned to the blade.
Nice.
Oh, it requires attunement. Ooh.
It does.
Ooh.
Awesome. So, here's just a random thought for all you tech-savvy guys out there and gals. How do they text in Japanese? Do they text in Japanese?
Yeah.
Or Chinese?
Keyboards are different.
Yeah, keyboards are very different.
Well, yeah. I mean, they have like hundreds of symbols, right? Am I right or wrong?
Yeah. No, they've got a...
How did they do that?
No, their keyboards are an extra, 15 keys, I think.
It's almost like a pictographic language.
Right. I mean, but they
just make phone calls instead.
I don't know why I thought that, but anyway.
Probably because of the runes and the multiple meanings.
Well, it's just a random. I think I've actually had that thought in my head, and the rune triggered it again. So, isn't that weird? But anyway, sorry.
So, I know it's early, but we're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna go take care of the dog.
Okay.
And when we get back, I have special plans, but you guys definitely need to be thinking about what happens from here. So,
Right.
when I get back, we'll take about 10 minutes, or we'll take a 5-minute break. Come back, we'll spend about 10 minutes, let you guys kind of talk through what you know, where we are, what you want to do, and we'll kind of go from there. So, be thinking.
Right.
Oh, no.
All right, be right back.
Okay, so you guys got to fill me in. So we came to wherever the hell we're at after traveling the road?
So you remember the fight with the ogres?
Yes.
We ended that session arriving here. So we started last session with our arriving here.
Okay.
And then once we got here, all the kind of like construction crew stuff from all the wagons was unloaded into this place. And you can see the kind of not revealed box just above what looks like a basement and below those boxes and crates.
I don't have the map.
Oh. Well, if you open the map,
Which one is it?
the Karnath Roadhouse.
Whoa. Oh my god.
Welcome to the map. So
I just saw V go through the map.
Yep.
What the heck?
V is the guy that Numa just kicked his ass.
I know, it was scary. It was like poltergeist.
So what looks like a basement on level 1, just to the north of that, and to the south of those boxes and crates,
Yep.
that's the kind of lock room that the cultists brought a bunch of their gear to. Like the more important stuff gets locked up in there, and the half-orc who runs this place, his name is Bog.
Mm-hmm.
He also keeps a ledger of the valuables kept in that strong room.
Okay.
And
so
we
level
don't know
1.
much beyond that, but Aravan was kind of creeping about the night before, and he heard voices and what sounded like movement happening beyond the door that was locked from the outside.
Okay.
Like there's something in there.
So
So Aravan is playing it off as it's a ghost because that's what the cook said, that this place is haunted. Or
right.
something along those lines.
So the cobblestone room, that's the strong room.
The cobblestone room, that's just like a storage room.
Okay.
But that little square just through that little red door to the north of that, it's unknown to us, so that's why it hasn't been revealed on the map yet.
Sounds like a job for a monk.
And also, we currently have Hannibal put up in the stables, just in case any sorts of shady shit is happening in there. I got a telepathic connection with him to keep me posted about that.
Who's Hannibal?
The elk. Aravan Steed.
Did you take Fine Steed?
Yeah,
Nice.
if only just to continue to piss off Octavia.
That's what I was
More
gonna say.
elks.
Did she try to hunt it?
I mean, the first time that Hannibal was present, Aravan was unconscious for like 24 hours when Octavia came to and found it. But she did not. Despite all the shenanigans she told us about how elk are evil and monsters and following the party, she came to find Aravan unconscious right beneath an elk and did nothing about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on! Come on!
Man. Alright, so there's like 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 guards. Main floor. Three guards.
Not sure what the W's are.
I
guess Placeholders.
Winos. Bunch of winos.
Witches.
Witnesses.
Workers, maybe?
Workers.
The ones that are going to build the...
Much
like-
more appropriate.
So I guess we have to make a decision because, the rain kept us from having to work. So I guess the next day we're either going to have to decide whether we're going to help them build a road, or is there guards that guard the laborers during the construction of the road?
I thought that
How's
was
that
just
work?
a ploy to get us here. Are we actually going to build a road?
Well, I don't
Like-
know.
Aravan, knowing he is the stealthiest guy in the world, would probably come back to let Xavier know about that lock room that's all locked up. Knowing Xavier's probably more skilled in stealth and
Oh,
lock
yeah.
he is.
But that's definitely what we do tonight, I
Oh,
guess.
yeah. No, now that I know that there's a secret room with a bunch of shit that we haven't seen yet, of course I want to go look.
And speaking of which, also Xavier, you do still have Aravan's hat of disguise.
Oh. Do you want that?
Because I gave that to you to pull pranks and whatnot on the cultists, and then you were gone the next session.
Yeah, I
So,
didn't get a chance to do
for
it.
the sake of assuming you are planning on going to the locker room tonight, I would say Aravan would be cool with you returning that tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
So
I
you
mean,
still
I-
got that just in case.
I mean, I got a spell that does the same thing. I just didn't want to use the spell.
Ah, well.
Because the hat of disguise
Well, it's up to you now.
isn't
If
for
you
an
want-
hour.
Yeah, if you want to keep the hat of disguise for now, so that you might have use of those spell slots if you need them.
Let me see what my spell slots are. Color spray, disguise self, illusory script, sleep. I don't know.
No wonder,
I wonder
the sleep. He casts sleep upon himself.
who?
Because I think it was Caden who was having some serious bowel movements after the food, and so he opted to have his character just rip it all night long, and it smelled god awful. Which is why Aravan left the room.
Wait, he was shit in the room?
I mean, nobody really investigated his
Oh,
bed
God.
sheets, but it's likely.
He shit the bed. all night. Great.
All I can say is I'm glad I wasn't under his bunk.
I wonder how tough these guards look.
We probably don't want to be fighting all of these guys, if only for
Oh.
the sake of most of these guys are probably innocents.
No. I mean, if they seemed like super hardy, I wouldn't try to put them to sleep so I could sneak past them. Because, I don't get second, level spell slots for a long time.
Or, it was around after my 4 hours of sleep, my 4 hours of transit that I needed, It was pretty much empty in the roadhouse. If I can recall. There was a couple of people who went by that made me, hide in the room, which is what initially got me into that kind of cobblestone-y room, and started me investigating and poking around a bit. But other than that, I don't think there was anybody out and about. Which could have just been that night. So we had our golden opportunity, squandered it.
Oh man, I can't wait till level 9. Magical Ambush. If you are hidden from a creature when you cast a spell on it, the creature has disadvantage on any saving throw it makes against the spell this turn.
Is that a trickster feat?
Yeah.
That's cool. Awesome.
And then 13th, I get to use my mage hand for a bonus action. I can use the help action. Right? So
that's awesome. So could that?
No, it's not the help action, but I can do it as a bonus action to give myself advantage. I wonder if I could use the mage hand to do the help action from a distance. That'd have to be a Ben rolling.
Yeah.
You lend your aid to another creature. When you take the help action, creature gains advantage on the next ability check it makes perform a task. You can aid a friendly creature when attacking a creature within 5 feet of you. You feign, distract the target, or in some way team up with an ally to make your allies' attacks more effective.
The way it's written, it's definitely intended just for the rogue to be helping himself. But I don't see, for me,
That's as a bonus action if I use my actual action.
Oh, yeah.
With the hand from 30 feet away. And then as a bonus action, after I poke him in the eye with an invisible hand, I can take something from him. Oh my gosh, I was thinking about taking that guy's belt off while you were fighting him. Like I did that poor boy.
From the poor family.
Yeah, that poor family.
Just to spare him his life from this whole monstrosity.
Yep. I will be right back.
All right.
Okay, you guys got it all figured out?
Well, I think we definitely are going to sneak into the room tonight, but I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow yet.
We know we're going to survive.
Survive, whatever.
So remind me, Ben, there's workers that build the road, and I guess we were guards, caravan guards, but do the guards protect the workers as they're building the roads, or that's something totally different?
Yes.
Okay.
That's when you're supposed to say to which part.
To which part?
There are guards that protect the workers while they're building the road and just kind of protect the roadhouse in general.
Yeah, okay. But we made our way up here as guards of caravan or caravan guards, correct?
Generally, yes. Octavia had to sign on as a worker, but
Oh, that's right. So are we at this point unemployed,
no,
except Octavia?
no, you guys are guards now at the roadhouse. You report to the guard captain, and he will assign you wherever he wants.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. We decided to kill you off.
Okay. But I spent a little bit of time
Wouldn't be the
kind
first time.
of further explaining to Lucas what happened last session. So he's got a little bit of a better idea about like the lock room and fog and all that.
Okay. So the guard
Amanda-
commander.
Amanda was just about to tell you what our plans are.
Oh, good.
Oh, my dog's barking. Let me go check on that.
So is everybody back? So I haven't heard Lucas.
I think
he
right
said-
before you.
I think he
Yeah.
said be right back.
So we're short loop.
But he's caught up to date now.
It's all done.
The guy who is now effectively your employer, the guard captain or commander, his name is Ardred Riffrehue. He made the trip up from Waterdeep with you guys, so you've got to know him just slightly.
Good old Arge.
And if he ever hears you calling him Arge, he will have you flogged.
Better than Octavia calling him Bree Bree.
True.
I'll find a name. It hasn't come to me yet.
That's what worries me.
Bargy.
That's what he looks like.
Where am I looking at?
Yeah, I don't see.
My camera on Skype.
Oh,
You don't have your
the-
camera.
The place where, I always...
oh, that is awesome.
Okay.
Look at that little dude. He's so ugly. He's cute.
Smaller than a skull? Suddenly concerned that we took up work with this guy.
He looks like a mule. Is that
I
just
just thought-
me? I see a donkey face.
I just thought it looked cool.
He's riding on a skull. I have several problems with this.
Technically, that is someone from the Shattered Sun, or excuse me, Shattered Star campaign setting in Pathfinder. And that is King Zuga, the despicable Might King. Might
Spoil-
as in MITE.
As in, he just might be the king.
Or he's the king of mites. But no one
Yeah, I think
likes
it's that one.
The Dust Mite King.
It could be this guy.
See, that guy seems 1,000 times
He
more.
looks like a nice guy.
Looks like one of the aliens from Mars Attacks.
He is the bone sage of the dead planet Eox.
See, he's just trying to get by.
Of course, could be this person.
Ah! Jeez.
She's probably evil.
She
Yeah,
looks like the type of person to recruit noticeably evil characters into the party.
But she does look like she's getting really good with negotiations.
That is Aureliu Vorlesh, the architect of the world wound. So yeah, pretty
That
evil.
sounds reassuring.
Hey,
the world-
architects are pretty cool.
The whirlwind, though, is that's basically the equivalent of the Hellgate.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like maybe she's trying to fix the Hellgate, so maybe it's not so bad anymore.
Architect means you built that thing.
Yeah, but it also could mean you like rebuilding
Or
it.
designed
You know.
Mm,
We're gonna go with designed it. That seems right.
yeah.
Participated in the
multiple
construction.
And you're a
definitions.
bad person. Just come to terms with it.
I am trying to find Bane of the Eye. Maybe that's why. Could be the gates to hell itself. Who knows?
Could be the hot chick.
No, that's
Maybe
Aravan.
Aravan's mother?
Hey, I can't help if she's hot. So where's Lucas?
He is at his house. Oh, he looks cute.
She
Like,
just
if I saw that in my hallway in the middle of the night, I'd freak out. But he's pretty adorable otherwise.
Here's another good hallway in the middle of the night one.
I think the other one would creep me out more because I can imagine it walking. And that one doesn't have legs, so it's okay. Be a floating head to me.
That is
floating
the
heads are okay.
that is a mummy cleric of Grotius.
Good old Grodius.
Yeah, he's like Grody. You see what I did there?
No, what did you do?
It's like gross or grotesque, grody.
I don't get it.
Well, see, it sounds kind of like grotesque.
Oh, because that's his name.
Right.
Oh, so if he was like Gerald, he'd be like Geraldy.
Exactly.
Man, I'm glad we were able to figure that one out. These DM puzzles are tough.
I've got a feeling-
Sphinx.
I got a feeling this is about to be Mushi's next phase.
I mean, you know, you got to have something to aspire to.
For some reason, I'm on peppermint.
I'll have you know that is the High Priestess of Baphomet.
Baphomet.
I thought you were going to say High Priest of Peppermint.
Baphomet is one of like the lords of the lower hells.
And she lives at the North Pole.
She only works one day a year.
That was the sister I killed.
She's all pointy.
She is the mistress of ruptures.
Mistress of Ruptures.
Yeah, that's
Her
not
and
a.
Kate need to get along
An
real well.
unfortunate title.
Is there a salve for that? Or-
Probably not.
Mistress of Ruptures. Yes, I had a gland rupture.
Chip, we don't need to know about your personal problems.
It's all cleared up.
Talk to Caden about it, okay? He knows all about ruptures tonight.
That's true.
Okay, well, if Lucas doesn't come back soon, I'm just going to assume he's left.
Kill off Xavier for his new character.
She doesn't even have eyeballs.
I think that makes it creepier.
It does. It almost looks like they just decided not finish the picture. Like,
You
nah,
already
that one's
got lazy. Like, no, she's done. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
her.
Just couldn't get the eyes right.
That's what Corneo's gonna look like pretty shortly here.
There we go.
Ooh, good Lord.
Wait, Ben, I
think-
need you to talk so you can make the screen bigger.
I think he had
Okay.
an unfortunate.
And if you click on his image on Skype,
Yeah, you
it
can,
makes
like,
his picture.
Or you could drag it and make it bigger.
I think
he
he
looks
had.
like Davy Jones.
It looks
If
like he
Davy
had an
Jones was comprised of worms.
I think he had an unfortunate engagement with the mistress of ruptures.
Awesome.
That's why you don't eat gas station sushi.
Yeah. So I think this is what Mishi's going to look like after she fully reveals her evilness.
After peppermint form?
Oh, yeah.
But then my horns would have to shrink again.
Well, everybody knows that, like, when you're truly evil, you don't need the horns to show off.
Right? You don't let them close enough to see the horns.
Okay, well, why don't you guys start chatting about where you want to go from here? Unless you've already done all that.
So,
Go
go ahead.
Well, I said I imagine that we probably need to stick around to determine what our Dragon Cult wagon partners are going to do.
Yeah. Kind of like after filling Lucas in, Aravan's plan is basically after filling Xavier in about letting Xavier go investigate that locked door tonight to see what the cultists hid behind there. Or at the very least to go find Bog's ledger to find out what the cultists put in there.
Okay.
Otherwise, I think just continuing to follow these cultists to find their final destination so that we can report back. Now that we've proven beyond a reasonable doubt that we aren't murderers.
Clearly. I
Yeah,
want
we
to talk
haven't-
to Bog guy. Mr. Bogman.
Maybe even striking up another conversation with the cook now that Aravan's heard some of the whispered words and sounds in the middle of the night itself.
Okay. So you march up to the kitchen. Are you volunteering for kitchen duty again?
I suppose, yeah. Volunteering for it this time rather than waiting for it to fall onto me. So at the very least I can enjoy the rest of my breakfast.
All right. So as the fight has concluded, everybody's kind of broken up. You go back and did we ever give the cook a name?
I don't think so.
Excellent. His name is Anton.
Anton.
Anton Laperriere. So, Anton is kind of just prepping stuff for lunch because cooking for 40 or 50 people at a time is kind of a full-time gig, and he sees you coming back in and just kind of looks at you and just goes back to what he's doing.
And I'm going to kind of wait until we're, like, at the very least alone in the dining room. Like, I'm still, like, doing dishes or whatever chores here and there. Kind of waiting for the last people to flow their way out.
Okay, well, if you're just going to go ahead and start doing dishes, he just kind of looks up and says, don't get many volunteering for dish duty.
I feel like my performance the night previous was a little lackluster.
You're right about that.
Perhaps a few more attempts before I can get it just right.
Well, let me give you this bit of advice. If there are visible spots on the plate, they're not clean yet.
You see, now I know this. But, nevertheless, Anton, you mentioned the other day that you heard a series of voices and noises keeping you up late into the night?
Yeah. It happens. Just, it's not every night, but my God, it seems to happen with regularity.
I believe I heard these voices that you were talking about last night.
Okay, who put you up to this?
The hour was late.
No one's believed me in all the weeks I've been telling them about it.
I
Why are
haven't been
you-
here for weeks to hear your tales. I've only heard you speak the last night, followed by the whispered voices I heard down below, emanating from down below your room.
Yes, but some of these peasants just love making fun of things they don't understand. And, I'm right there at the top of that list.
Perhaps they don't.
So if you
fully
heard it last
respect
night,
and
what did you hear?
perhaps those peasants don't fully respect and appreciate you for the natural talent you possess in your craft. But a whole lot of murmurs, and the voices themselves were a little harder to make out. Like they were whispering or speaking through walls, if that makes any sense. Like there was a bit of moving about and commotion.
When did you hear it?
I believe it was like around 2 in the morning, or like maybe it was like midnight. But he's gonna say the time that he was out and about.
Well, perhaps I'll believe you, but either way, you're going to help me get rid of this stupid elf's body. I don't know what this freaking wood elf was doing, jumping off the top of the roof, but snapped his neck and he deserves it.
Say what now?
Sounds like something I would do.
Where did this come from? This has nothing to do with ghosts.
You
I'm
sure?
not there, but Jesus.
Ghost pushed him off.
I knew it. Xavier seemed a fairly light-skinned individual this whole time we've traveled.
No, I just saw that Lucas said he was back, so I figured I would throw in that we murdered him in the meantime.
You should know that death does not affect me.
Then just sixth sensed us. Lucas was the ghost all along.
Anyway,
The only way he could keep him from killing his characters.
To make sure they were already dead.
They've been dead this whole time. Didn't they come out with a sub race? It's called like the
Revenant?
Revenant. Yeah,
Yep.
all my characters are back from the dead, so they don't care about dying.
so, he seems like he's actually starting to believe you're not just, bullshitting him and trying to make fun of him. Says, well, I guess it was about that time of the night I woke up. It's so hard to tell when you've so much trouble getting to sleep. I always end up with such headaches on the days after.
From the lack of sleep or from something else?
Possibly from all the alcohol I drink to try to finally be able to sleep.
If you're interested, one of my traveling companions might be able to help with a more arcane remedy to ease you into your slumber. Might even result in the same end game, but without the headache the following morning.
But I'm not really one for arcane things. I tend to prefer natural remedies. It's
Understood.
okay. I'll. My head does hurt, but at least I can eventually get some sleep. Anyway, why are we even talking about this? You finished scrubbing those plates.
Yes, chef. right away, Chef.
That's Chef Le Perrier.
Indeed, Chef Le Perrier.
Like the drink?
And
Drink.
he's just gonna kind of finish up the dishes and make his way out.
So is it like the dead of night right now?
No, it's still morning.
Oh,
He was helping clean up after breakfast.
gotcha.
So, after this oh so enlightening conversation you've had, you guys, again, it's raining, it's pretty cold, there's there's the occasional mixture of sleet and even a little bit of snow in this just kind of dreary, awful day. And most people end up just spending most of their time in their rooms. Some sleep, some seem to be gambling. But the 5 of you, including Caden, who apparently did suffer from a touch of food poisoning and is just laying on his bed, letting out some vicious farts.
I am not in that room right now.
You're in a closet, right?
I don't care where I am. I am not there.
But Caden does look up and sees Aravan and says, I remember what you said at breakfast. I tried to find the item and it was not here.
Not anywhere here, or not in that locker room?
Not anywhere here. Not in the locker room, not here. It's not within, well, at least a quarter mile of this place.
Well, that plan went to shit.
Well, what did they do with it then? Where did it go? And when did it disappear? Perhaps these answers could be found within that locker room. At the very least within Bob's ledger. See if they put that gemstone in there, and now it's disappeared, and it disappeared after we arrived. But if it never went in there at all, perhaps we missed some sort of exchange with the cultists before we even arrived here.
Am I in the room?
I don't know.
Yes.
But no, Octavia's not in the room.
Of course I'd be in the room.
Only if you can stand the smell.
I have my bandana over my face. If the room was lined with lead, he might not be able to locate the object.
I don't know. I've never tested that. I do believe it is a potential interference. I know thick stone walls can interfere with the detection, but Aravan says he could hear things through those walls. I doubt they're that thick. I seriously doubt there's enough lead to line them. Oh.
With that, I take my leave. Erevan, I am gonna head downstairs.
Very well.
I'd like to head downstairs and just see how many people are around.
They're the guards that are on duty that are gonna have to be out and about. Most everybody else is, holed up in a room somewhere.
And
Several of the doors are kind of propped open. You can see inside. Again, you see people sleeping on bunks or talking, playing cards, dicing.
plenty of guards around the locker room. That area.
there aren't so many guards like watching the locked room or the storehouse.
Mm-hmm.
They're just kind of patrolling.
Okay. Right.
So, unless you guys have specific activities you want to accomplish during daylight hours.
I want to try and speak with Mr. Bogman. See if
Okay.
I can find him wandering about.
Well, as you kind of go looking around, you don't really see him anywhere, but as lunch rolls around, you see everybody kind of, making their way out of their rooms once they get hungry. And you happen to be outside as you see Bog walking out of that door right there.
Perfect. I'll walk up to him, and I mean, if he's walking towards the lunchroom, I'll walk beside him so I'm not stopping him from going somewhere.
To apologize to him for being beneath our room.
I couldn't help but notice your hilt on your sword is quite exquisite. I just had to ask where you got such a unique item.
It was a gift from a friend.
Friend, you say? What very unique friend you must have to find something like that.
He was a craftsman. He made it for me. What difference does it make to you?
I'm just intrigued by beautiful things.
I'm afraid you're not going to find many beautiful things out in this bog.
Which is why it's not a bog here. You're a bog. But in this forest, you mean, yes.
As he kind of stops and looks at you and says, "You do know where the work is, don't you?"
It's down the road.
Right, down the road, about 2 miles, in the Mere of Dead Men. One of the largest bogs in the north part of the country.
That sounds very ugly indeed. You were right. There won't be very pretty things there at all.
You're one of the workers, right?
Yes.
I'll make sure you get the shit work.
That sounds quite exciting.
So you two are walking towards the cafeteria?
The kitchen. Yeah.
Okay, and now that's with the round tables.
Yep, that's the upstairs over the storeroom.
Okay.
Um,
Is that like walled off, or is it just like a railing?
That's a wall.
Okay, so you walk upstairs.
There's a roof over it and everything, yeah.
Okay.
but there's another reason I asked. The design on that hilt, it just really strikes something in my brain, and it just looks so familiar. Do you happen to know anything about the design itself?
No, never paid much attention. It's pretty, but as I said, friend gave it to me. I didn't choose to ask him why he was so interested in all these frills and filigrees.
Might I ask what your friend's name is, so I can maybe one day see if he'll create something for me just as beautiful?
I'm afraid that's unlikely. He was
Unlikely?
killed. Yes, killed 3 years past.
Oh,
Raiders on the road north of Waterdeep. Not a day's ride from here.
that's
Band
very
of orcs
tragic.
and bandits.
Is that the reason why you've taken up this business and creating a safer road?
No, he was killed while we were working on the road.
Ah, it's very sad. Did he stay in this same house?
You just Do you not have someone else to go bother?
I figured we were going to the same place, so why not, enjoy the short time we have? But
No, as we've built the road over the last several years, we've constructed different way stations along the road. This one
fantastic.
was built last year.
I can tell it's newer. It really has a newer feel to it.
As you look around at kind of warped wood and lots of scratches and scuffs on everything. Right. Brand new.
I've seen much worse.
Spotless.
But it was a pleasure talking to you, and I look forward to working with you on the road.
Don't worry, I have just the jobs for you.
Can't wait.
Do the guards wear masks or helmets or anything like that?
There's no official uniform.
Okay. And what kind of patrols are they doing? Are they going upstairs, or are they just kind of walking around the main floor?
There's usually one or two kind of walking back and forth on the upstairs platform. And there must be some form of roof access, because you see a couple with bows walking around on the roof, and they look particularly miserable today.
Okay.
And then seems like there's 3 or 4 that kind of make their way around the roadhouse. They swap in and out occasionally, kind of getting different positions. And Ardred Rifferhue, your commander of the guards, finds you and says, "Well, I hope you enjoyed your first day at the roadhouse. You'll be expected to take up watch tomorrow. You might want to talk to some of the other guards, get the rotations down. Since you're new, you're likely to get roof duty the most. Everybody hates that."
Oh, well, that sounds fantastic, actually. I guess
Just
I'll
wait
go
till
see them now.
Just wait till we're in the teeth of a blizzard and you've got roof duty, then we'll see.
Well, I'm sure I'll manage. Thank you. I guess I will go report with the roof guards then.
Don't bother them now. They're halfway through their shift. Might as well leave them. You can find them at dinner.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Tell the rest of your companions the same. Work starts tomorrow.
Work starts tomorrow. I will not look so conspicuous and walk back up and tell Aravan that the work starts tomorrow. And say, for heaven's sakes, Caden, open up a window.
There's not a window in this room.
Do you see any windows?
You're a wizard, make one.
I think the only window I'm about to make is in my pants.
I walk back out the room and close the door.
With that, Aravan is going to accompany Xavier out the room.
I'll find a piece of parchment somewhere and just cut a hole with my dagger and put it over the handle and say, "Do not disturb. Caution. Hazardous waste."
See, the funny thing is, that in reality, all you guys are used to, chamber pots, bathing very irregularly, never brushing your teeth. Deodorant doesn't exist. The fact that he's got the shits and farts is just kind of a thing that happens.
Doesn't mean we have to like it happen.
No.
Or be in the same room with.
Just saying, we were really going all in. I'd be making you do, constitution checks to see if you get dysentery from
It's a good thing we got
traveling on the road.
Lay on hands, right?
Gosh, why did he do this to himself? Who volunteers to
wish
give
that upon
themselves
themselves.
dysentery?
So I'll whisper to Erevan. I almost want to go look at that locked room right now.
You can be sneaky about it. Just remember, dinner doesn't happen all at once, but in several shifts. First half of the crew, and the second.
I might try to move in during the transition between the two.
Might be a lot of people out here then.
I can blend in.
We're putting our faith in you, not to blow our
I don't
cover.
understand what you're saying.
Okay, who's taking a shower?
They don't go on.
Chip's bathing.
What is it?
Chip, it's really not the time for you to be taking a shower.
He's trying
Well,
to get the smell of pain off
All
him.
this talk about personal hygiene.
I would laugh so hard seeing like Chip having like a wireless headset on with like a shower cap over it.
I'm sure there's an app for that.
Yeah, you just get the wireless installed in your shower.
There you go.
Hey, Zoe, sorry.
It's not weird.
I'm getting all my buttons mixed up.
Oh, that's
Okay, he just has to
showing out.
chase
It's
his two
not
kids
weird.
around and, bathe them.
Yeah. So Erevan, the work starts tomorrow, and they're putting me up on the roof.
The roof.
Yeah.
The work starts tomorrow. Won't we be making our way out to the mere?
Apparently, I'm on guard duty here at the roadhouse.
Well, all right.
Maybe you should seek. Is his name Ardred?
Yep.
Seek out Ardred for your guard duties if you are guarding.
All right. Closer we can keep an eye on Piter and his crew, the better off we'll be.
I agree with that. Huh. So,
And if you are
what?
out and about tonight, try to keep your ears peeled for any strange sounds.
Other than those coming from Caden.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I will extend a hand and let's say, shall we walk down to the first floor? So which is our room on the second floor?
The
one-
left.
The bottom left that you can see in.
Okay.
Right
And
above
then
bottom.
the other one that's exposed, what is that?
That was one that they inspected.
Okay.
I
And you said some of the
believe
doors
that's
were open?
room that Piter went to.
No, the one that's... Piter went to the one to the left of the one that's open.
Okay. Just
Well, as I assume we were just going to go down the stairs closest to us. So
Well, to liven this up,
yes.
because this is taking just far too long, guys. Come on, seriously. What we're going to do...
Oh, I owe Octavia a ham, don't I?
Yeah, but there's no hams around here
Oh, that's
because
right. No
all the
pigs.
hams died of a sickness.
That's right.
That's right. All the hams died of a sickness.
All the hams.
It's not bacon.
hanging out
Not
being
pigs.
hands. And they
That's
were
the
like,
hams.
oh no, we're sick.
Those blasted hams.
That's probably what Caden got a hold of, just to be a
All
shit
those-
Caden.
All those bad actors out here got some kind of illness.
So, here's what's going to happen. You guys are now effectively in something I like to call a skill challenge.
Oh, yes. I like skill challenges.
How fast can you eat?
So,
How fast can you eat? Oh God!
we're we're not going to take initiative order exactly, but we're going to take turns going around and describing an action you're going to take, since your goal is apparently to successfully sneak into the strong room or gather information about it.
No one's even told Octavia of it yet. I don't even know it exists.
You were told at breakfast.
Was I?
Yeah, that's when we talked about it.
Okay, because I was pretty sure that just that fight broke out during breakfast. And I was just mad about not having a real breakfast food.
That was after we talked about it.
Okay, good. I do know something about it then.
Erwin just had to remind Xavier because he just blanked out on the last 24 hours.
Food poisoning.
So we're going to go around the horn, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
and each of you guys is going to describe me an action. You can make your case for why a particular skill should be used, and we're going to do a skill check, and we're going to make the DC for your skill checks. Let's make it 15.
All right, 15.
Not messing around.
I mean, it's not like super hard, or I guess
Right.
it's hard. It's not impossible. It's not easy. So
Right.
since Caravan and Xavier have been doing most of the planning, we'll start with Octavia.
That's not even fair.
Well, you should have been more involved.
I'm gonna have a chocolate strawberry Oreo.
You guys all suck.
Don't worry, Nim is next.
So, when I'm making my way up the stairs, I suppose, for lunch or whatever,
Mhm.
I'm going to do a perception check to see. Like, I'm going to try and look for the cultists specifically, see if, like, maybe they, like, eyeball the vault any more times than anyone else, or if, like, they keep, like, eyeballing each other, or, I don't know.
I'm going to say if you're going to try to kind of pick up the cultists, that's going to be an insight.
Insight. Okay.
So you're trying to kind of read the cultists' behavior and see if they're giving away any sort of clues or hints about what's going on. Okay?
So, before I do that, can I cast, this on myself?
No.
As the owl?
No, you can't.
No? For real?
For real, because
Okay.
while you know it's a skill check, Octavia has no idea that it's like, oh man, I've really got to be careful about this, and
Okay.
Well, because this is a skill check and
Yeah.
you already know the DC, well, we're going to roll it in the open. And I'm just going to
Okay.
tell you, I'm basically letting you roll with advantage because that was a 2.
Oh!
I should have taken the 2.
Well, either way, that's one failure.
Wow.
I think
This
that's
is
what
why I wanted to
happens
use my
for not
spells.
thanking Ben.
Thank you, Ben. Can I roll again?
Doesn't work
That's the
after.
equivalent of like, thank you, sir, may I have another? So,
Hey, you know what? I was not prepared to lead this investigation, okay?
you're kind of preoccupied with the fact that you've just realized that you're not getting normal breakfast foods and there's no ham.
Yeah, and I'm in line for food, so I'm like starving at this point, so I'm a little distracted. I'm gonna go with
So
that.
totally distracted. You're more focused on your stomach than you are the people around you. So now, just in case you guys aren't familiar with skill checks, the basic idea is you need to accumulate a number of successes before you accumulate a number of failures. Whichever one happens first determines your success or failure at the task.
Oh.
And I'm
What?
assuming
You
her
mean to go
natural one
first?
locks up as a success, right? Total success.
So,
One success for me, right?
because this is basically your opportunity to walk through the planning and execution of what amounts to a heist.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's going to take 8 successes, but if you accumulate 5 failures, you give the game away.
All right.
Well, it's 4 failures now, guys. You're welcome.
What? Oh.
I already failed one.
Yep, that's 1 failure.
So we only need 4 failures, 8 successes. So who's next?
Numa?
So the word heist has inspired me. So we're trying to get into that little square box that's grayed out right now, right?
This one.
The strong room, yeah.
And the room that appears to have a stone pattern floor, is it occupied at this point?
That is the warehouse. It's not really occupied. It's got goods and stuff in it.
Is the door or there's not a door? It's open, right? It's just open.
There's these big, like double access barn doors right there.
Oh, I thought the access was next to the stairs.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's what I was thinking.
That's just a gap.
Yeah, I thought that was the
Oh, I was gonna.
I really think there should be a line there.
Okay, so there is a
that's
wall
problem with the
there.
map.
So those
Okay.
the bookcase looking things are actually the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I
Oh,
thought
that's
those
the
were
doors.
That's not that sneaky.
So I'm going to go to the far corner. That's, I guess, what's south is a stable area with the little sails
Yes,
and the straw.
that is the stable.
So I don't know. I wanted to go. Can I mark on this?
Yep.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
You can draw lines. You can do figures and stuff.
So I'm going to go here, and look at the construction of what this wall into the warehouse looks like. I'm assuming that's kind of hidden.
Yeah. So that's actually where the elk is.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So
I'll
since
just-
you're basically going to check on the elk,
I'm checking the elk.
I will grant
I'm
you.
checking the elk, guys.
Whoa,
I will. I will grant
Whoa.
you advantage on your investigation check.
Oh, this is the skill set, huh? I mean,
Yeah.
this is the skill test.
Yeah.
All right, investigation.
Investigation. That's what you've chosen.
Oh.
No.
Oh,
man.
no.
you
I
suck.
said advantage.
Advantage. Oh, come on. Roll higher than a 13.
Phew. Sorry.
No. Oh God.
We
Guys.
See, Amanda, he didn't say thanks to Ben either.
We're Ocean's 14 right off the bat.
Okay, I'm gonna revise my difficulty scale. 15. Because as I'm looking, I'm basically challenging you to find reasons why you should either get advantage or use skills you're good at. But like Octavia's highest skill is a +6, and so that basically means it's a 50-50 chance.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the rest of you guys, but I'm betting you're kind of in similar situations.
I have acrobatics.
A 15
Well-
is probably pushing it.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're looking at anything with intelligence,
We're gonna
you-
we're
I
gonna go
can't
with a
apparently I
we're
can't
gonna
even
go
tell
with
what
a
the wall's
12
made
for
out
the
of.
difficulty.
A 12.
I can't even tell what the wall's made out of. So that's how smart I am.
This is quite a weird material we got here.
it's what is that stuff called?
Concretia.
Wood, maybe.
Wood.
So what you notice is that it does seem just like kind of a plank wooden structure. It's not exactly like log cabin-esque, but there's not like there's no mortar, there's not brick. If you were sufficiently stealthy, you think it probably is possible to like pull a board out and maybe try to sneak in that way if you needed to.
That was my plan.
But you also, while you're there investigating, you notice that there's usually 1 or 2 stable boys in there taking care of animals. So while they're actually kind of happy someone else is checking on the elk. You don't think it would be necessarily a very private place to do something sneaky.
So those little lines only go like halfway up. They're like just
Yeah, they're like horse stalls.
Yeah, okay.
But that was a successful investigation.
Nice.
So, Caravan.
Erevan would like to make his way back to the cook to see if he can kind of like, after kind of the conversation we had earlier, see if he can persuade the cook to give a few more details about what he overheard. Like, he asked Erevan what Erevan heard specifically, and Erevan wasn't able to suss out anything specific. So maybe this guy has heard something, like actual words that were being spoken, or like specific sounds that he was able to make out. So he's going to see if he can try to persuade the cook.
Are you going to?
Information up.
Are you doing anything other than just trying to talk to him? You gonna?
Nah, yeah, I think I'm just going to try and talk to the guy.
Okay.
Like, I'll do dishes if this is still like just right after dinner. Like, make him want to go back in to help out with the dishes, volunteering again.
All right. You can just roll your persuasion check.
All right. Jesus.
Oh,
Jesus.
God.
I'm not going to lower the difficulty to 6.
Yeah.
No. 8 successes.
That's our
No.
second one.
The problem here is he's already kind of talked to you a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's preoccupied. He's taking care of his job. He's trying to get all this stuff done. He's tired. He's kind of worn out. He's not really. He mostly believes that you believe him, but he's not really willing to talk in front of even 2 or 3 other people. So
Fair enough. Jeez.
Xavier.
All right. I would like to have been watching for Bog, and once he goes into a secluded room, I want to wait a couple minutes, use the hat of disguise, turn into Bog, and then try to walk right into the storage room. To the warehouse.
Let's say first. I'm going to let you do 2 skill checks in a row here.
Okay.
Make me a perception check
Okay.
or investigation, whichever you prefer,
All right.
to kind of pick up on Bog's pattern.
Okay.
And as he's kind of constantly back and forth around the compound.
Mm-hmm.
He also noticed that Erevan, I'm sure, mentioned this before, but there's only one key to that strong room, and Bog carries it around with him all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't pay that much attention last night, but you get the feeling that anytime he's moving around, at least until it's basically time to go to sleep, he's not really staying in one place all that long.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna hope that the guards are not paying too close attention to him, and I'm still gonna continue with disguising myself and trying to walk through when I see that he is maybe not in my area.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be by the stairs, I would suppose. Little pointer.
All right.
So around here.
Well,
and then I would had a disguise and then try to walk through the doors.
all right. Well, I'm going to say that this is either a deception or a performance check,
Oh God.
with advantage because of the hat of disguise.
All right. So advantage. And you said deception or performance.
Yep.
Okay. Good. They're both.
Basically,
+1.
you're passing yourself. You're passing yourself off as someone else.
12.
That just made it. But you managed to, you think fairly convincingly, wait till Bog has, kind of gone out of sight. You come kind of stalking out from behind the stairs and make your way over to the warehouse and just go straight in.
Yep. Totally
And-
nonchalant, like I own the place.
Yep. And once you get inside, there doesn't really seem to be anybody else in there.
Okay. I close the door. Is there anything that I can like latch the door with? Like, is there like something I can bar the door to keep him from opening?
It doesn't really look like it.
Okay. No handles on the inside.
The warehouse is. It is a warehouse that's kind of intended to have people coming in and out, just collect supplies and things like that. So there's no obvious locking mechanism.
Cool.
So you are now inside the storeroom, and we'll say it took you long enough to kind of prep this that it's now well into the evening. It's post dinner because Aravan was talking to the cook after dinner, so it's getting into the evening. And it's Octavia's turn again.
And she doesn't know what we're doing.
You guys have had most of the day to kind of talk about stuff, so.
Yeah. I'm sure we've met.
So I've talked to Lon a few different times. Have I noticed where he keeps the key on his person?
You have? He's got like a key ring basically on his belt.
Perfect. Okay, this time I'm gonna go and talk to him. And, just bring up, the bog location or something. And I'd like to try and sneak this keyring from him.
Oh my god.
But this time, can I use my enhance ability? Because I know it's something that I really need to be careful on.
Sure.
Okay,
So that's just advantage, right?
It gives me the cat's grace. I have advantage on dexterity checks. I also don't take damage from falling 20 feet if, he pushes me off this building or something.
So
if he pushes you off.
we'll say you try to manage this.
Oh my God.
You line up so that you're like following him up the stairs to go to dinner. And you figure this is the perfect opportunity to try to effectively pick his pocket.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm rubbing off on Octavia.
And normally I would say this would be at disadvantage, but I'm going to let it slide this time because you've prepared yourself, you've cast a spell to make yourself a little stealthier, and you're doing it kind of in a jostly, everybody's in line sort of period.
Wouldn't it be weird if we bumped hips or hands to butts?
Right.
No big deal.
Ooh.
So
Bumping
as you and Bog are bumping hips, go ahead and make your sleight of hand check.
Ah!
So somehow, basically, like as you're going up the stairs, you kind of fake a trip and like kind of fall into the back of him and stand back up, and because you know that if you took the whole key ring, that he would know that that he would miss that before too long. So effectively what you do is you kind of like trip into him, kind of knock him down, you grab the key ring, and while you're kind of trying to stand back up, somehow you manage to get the key ring kind of in front of you, pop it open real quick, and you grab a couple of keys and put it, and kind of be like, oh, here, sorry, and
Dropped your keys.
yeah, it's like, and basically you see, you kind of plant the keys like at his
Almost
feet.
took your pants with me. Oh, that would have been awkward. Whew.
That's a different
As he
sleight of
looks-
hand.
As he looks around at you and says, the shittiest jobs.
Yes, I can't wait. It should be interesting.
But you have successfully palmed a couple of keys.
Doing
Okay.
good, guys. We're doing good. Halfway there.
Yeah, keys. Whew. I'm gonna continue about nonchalantly. I'm gonna eat unusually quickly so I can maybe get the keys back to someone, or maybe my next skill check will be bringing them to the door. We'll see.
Well,
We'll see.
because this is again like a team event, I want to say that since you managed to pull this off prior to dinner, or in the line for dinner, you managed to pass them off to Xavier at dinner.
Awesome.
Okay. Cool.
See, this is the kind of creative problem solving you guys need to be thinking of. It's like,
Well, I mean, I was just gonna go pick the lock.
I like
That's
well, I know, I'm just
having
saying,
the key is much better.
once she stole the keys, you know, it's like, okay, well,
Then it's working. I've got keys, and I walk right in. Look at this. I love this storytelling. It's like Doctor Who.
exactly.
Back
Numa,
and
you're
forth,
up.
Back and forth. He cast Find Children.
What?
He casts shampoo in the eyes.
Shampoo in the eyes.
No more tears. No more tears.
No more tears.
Yeah. So the key only gets us into the well, if we have the right key, it gets us into the strong room, right?
Yeah, that's the next.
If we have the
step.
right key.
So really, what I would like to do is kick the bottom plank of this in this stable and blame it on the elk.
Oh. Oh. Good.
If anyone
plan.
says anything, because the elk really is not comfortable with me, even though it might still be. But
We'll just act.
Okay, so
so the
me-
plank that I want to damage would be beneath the visible. You know what it would be the last plank on the above the floor, like at ankle height or whatever, that plank. So
well, these planks are running more vertical than horizontal.
still,
Same thing.
it's fine. I'll try to kick the last part of the bottom of the plank.
Okay.
About where the elk would kick it. So if anyone says anything, or if the stable guys come over there and see the damage, I could just blame it on the elk.
And what are you trying to accomplish?
Entrance into the warehouse without anyone seeing us later.
Okay.
Just try and get the elk kicked out, really.
So basically, you're trying to do enough damage that like you could plausibly sneak in or out from that spot.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
Numa and I.
Because
are kinda
I would
tiny.
imagine the warehouse doors are right out in the middle of that courtyard, right?
Yep.
So it's not really like I think it'd be easier to once we get into this warehouse, there might be a guard maybe in there that we can take care of later, but we would then really we could enter without anybody knowing. So
It gives us an escape route.
it could give us that too. So Newman's little evil gear has engaged.
This
Okay.
is the bad key coming through.
Well,
Bad. Yeah.
for your creativity, you get to make an animal handling check.
Oh,
Now we
that's
want
wonderful.
you to fail so it actually kicks the door. Or kicks the wall.
Well, I'm actually the one that wants to kick it, but if the stable boys come over there, I want to blame it on the elk.
Right. So you're basically, to me, in my mind, what I'm seeing is you trying to get the elk worked up just enough so it's plausible that he might kick the thing.
That's right.
Oh, so you're
Okay,
trying
I
to
get
piss
you.
off the elk
That's
a little
fine.
bit.
Well, I mean, he needs to be snorting or something. I was going to just talk to Aravan to have him control his animal, but I don't even know if that's possible.
Well, that's if you would like to do that. I would give you advantage on your check.
Yeah, I'd prefer Aravan if I had time to talk to him about this plan.
You've got all day to make this plan.
Okay, so
Remember,
yeah.
the time is a wibbly wobbly, timey wimey ball here.
All right, then we'll So if I hit advantage and roll a 20-sided dice, will that roll two of them?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it will, but you'll want to hit advantage, and
You've got a 19 anyway.
well, that works.
Oh.
You would normally hit advantage and then click on your skill.
Which,
Oh.
which is plus wisdom, which is what, 3?
Plus two.
Yeah. So, you talk this over with Aravan, and sometime right after dinner, you kind of head down there to talk to the elk, and Aravan up there in the dining area starts kind of mentally communicating this sense of what to do to the elk. And as as you walk in and you're kind of giving him a little bit of like carrots and stuff, the elk kind of gets a slightly distant look in its eyes, and then kind of looks back down at you and goes, and he lashes out at the wall and just completely busts 2 boards like in half at about waist high. And you come scrambling out of the thing going, "Oh God.
Wow,
Stay away from him for a while. Apparently he doesn't like carrots."
Just like Ocean's 11. Yep.
Just like Ocean's 11. It's all part of the plan.
Now they're really gonna think it's a demon elk.
You will.
They've been very hesitant to go feed it anyway, so yeah, they're
Definitely
still
not
fairly sure
Paris.
it's a demon elk.
Okay, so I'm
don't know if
in
you
the
know this,
room and I
Lucas.
just saw the elk blow a hole through it. That's great.
We'll say this was before you went in.
Oh, okay.
You just see a hole in the wall.
I mean, that would be cool too if I was expecting it. Be like, oh, nice. Quick. Yeah, crack the
Every
safe.
time.
Well, I think that we would want to cover the damage up on the other side if you are actually in there, so that only we
I
know
got
that
something.
hole is there.
Yeah, I'm gonna move something over if I can.
All right,
Oh.
so Airvan, I believe you're up.
All right. So after kind of communicating with Hannibal through his own mind, like kind of getting the idea that Numa's basically doing his part of the plan, Aravan would like to try to get the attention of as many people as possible who are kind of still lingering in the dining room. Just start to gather them in a kind of collective prayer, like a bit of a blessing over the workers over the next coming days to protect them from any such harm that might be coming from them. Kind of that whole cleric protection kind of BS blessing kind of a thing of everybody. And in doing so, Aravan would like to make use of his divine sense while doing this prayer, just to get a sense of if there are any undead celestials or fiends within 60
Okay.
feet. Like,
Because I think you did something very similar to that before.
I don't think I actually did the divine sense.
You may not have done divine sense. I think someone did like detect evil and good or something.
Maybe.
Not
I
me.
think I might have earlier. And I don't think we found
Yeah, I
any.
think we
Because you
did.
said ghosts, and so I did a check to see if there was any.
'Cause I
Anyway,
remember thinking it was ghosts, and then I realized I never
You're-
did the check.
you're perfectly capable of doing this.
Okay, so at the very least, maybe I
And-
can be doing this in hopes of distracting them from any kind of noise that would be occurring otherwise. So the more
And-
people I can gather in here, the better.
And what deity are you invoking?
I'm going to invoke Corellian Larethian.
Okay.
I own.
So there are a couple of half elves who are there, and they kind of like perk up and seem interested. Some of the humans are just kind of like, we'll take anything we can get. And a handful of them are just like, oh god, not one of those guys. And just kind of finish eating and then go off. But you can go ahead and make me a religion check with advantage, since you
Awesome.
are actually invoking your deity. And
Ooh.
Oh!
Ooh.
Oh!
all right,
Good thing he lowered that DC, otherwise we would have
Interesting.
failed miserably.
Yeah.
like I said, it needed to be about a 50-50 chance.
Yeah.
I think I'm the only
So
one
far,
with
my rolls,
exceptional
even
skills.
50-50, wouldn't have worked.
Okay, and Xavier.
All right. Okay, so I'm in the room. I'm gonna try
Oh,
to.
sorry, quick, Airvan. You
Yeah.
do not detect the presence of any celestials, demons, undead,
Okay.
aberrations.
No consecrated land.
At the very least, he's kind of doing it for his own sake to make sure that there's not actually ghosts haunting this place.
Yeah,
Okay.
you definitely don't pick up any sense of ghosts.
Thanks, sir.
So, Xavier.
All right, so I'm in the room disguised. I'm gonna try the keys, on the strong room.
Okay. So, if I can get Octavia to roll me 2 D100s.
Remember, man, it has to be above a 12.
Anything anything above an 80, and you got the right key.
Oh. Oh, so the two is for 2 keys that she nabbed?
Yeah, two
Okay.
D100s, 20% chance each time that you got the right key.
Nice.
Good odds.
Did not roll it.
I put it down in my little hot bar so I would have percentile down there. Oh no.
Why did it do 3 this time? The first one was so much better and it didn't roll.
You did it wrong. That's not
Yeah,
percentile.
that's not the percentile die.
You have to right
Where
click
do you
on
do
your
the
D10
percentile die?
Right click on the D10.
and click the percentage.
Yeah.
Ah,
And then roll it.
ah.
Damn.
It's on 12. And then one more time.
Yeah, your D100 is just barely above a 12.
Ugh, wrong key.
All right. So, you go, you walk up to this lock, and the lock doesn't look that impressive, but you figure, hey, I got some keys, I might as well use them. And the first key you pull out is, it pretty obviously does not fit this lock. It's like a little tiny key, like
Right.
you might have on like a little jewelry box or something.
Mickey Mouse key.
And the next one looks like it might fit. You give it a try and you jiggle it and nothing.
Okay. When those 2 fail, I will pocket them and then try to pick the lock.
Okay. So you can make your sleight of hand check.
22.
That'll work.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know.
So,
Expertise.
so that is 7 successes and only 2 failures.
I mean, there's still a chance that we can get 3 failures.
There
Watch,
certainly
we'll
is.
show ya.
So it's back to Octavia.
An alarm goes off. You fail 3 times. Shit.
Octavia, what are you going to do to make it more likely that this adventure succeeds? This can
Well,
effectively be preparation or, some other activity that you think is going to be helpful.
she's the least.
And everyone would know that I'm trying to disguise myself as Bog.
I'd be trying to distract Bog so like he stays in maybe the same place so he's not wandering around. He's really gonna love me after this, guys.
You're really getting in the shit?
It's gonna be the worst work ever. I'm literally gonna be cleaning up human feces. It's
Probably.
gonna be great. Yeah, I'm gonna try and distract him, keep him kind of in the same place for as long as possible. Having a conversation with him.
And how
You know?
exactly are you going to do this?
Um,
And I'm just going to tell you now, you may need to be creative or you're likely to get disadvantage on this check.
I'm gonna ask him about ghosts. That's not gonna help me at all. Shit. Okay. Let me think for a second. Okay, let me think.
5,
He doesn't like me.
4, 3, 2.
What would give you that impression?
He doesn't like me for no reason the whole time.
You're like, are we talking
Uh,
good shit
I think
or
you gave him
bad shit?
plenty of
Roger?
reasons.
I don't even know what to talk about, man. Okay, I'm just so lost. Octavia's lost of words. That's a first. I haven't had any liquid courage today. She's going to try and bring up his friend, and she wants to talk about the bog. She wants to talk about the bog. That's what she's gonna do. Whether he hates
Okay.
it or not, we're gonna talk about the bog. She's, curious. Like, you've been doing this a long time. I know you're gonna give me some work to do there. I just would like to better understand, maybe what I'll be doing, and then in that, I'd like to know maybe what are the difficulties of the job, maybe what are the enemies we might face, and
All right.
kind of talk about the work. Tell him I'm interested in working. I want him to know I'm committed. Do shit work.
Okay. So-
She's like that peppy cheerleader that is like.
So let me get this straight. What you're communicating to him is that you're really interested in the work. You're prepared for any kind of work possible, even the shit work, and you're really dedicated to this. Is that what I'm picking up?
I'd like to not do shit work, but I want him to know that no matter what he throws at me, I'm ready to do it and I'm willing to give it my all.
So you want to do the shit work, and you're really looking
Okay.
forward to it.
Yeah, you know what? Not really, but we'll go with it.
For the team.
All right,
Not
Take one
so
for the
smart.
team.
She
Take one
thinks
for the
shit
team.
Here we
work
go.
is just like harder work. We're gonna do it.
D100. 50 and above, you get one result. 50 below, you get the other.
Okay.
Okay. He is convinced that you're trying to come onto him.
Oh,
No, that works too. I can keep him distracted.
hey, that's better.
He thinks
I'm a
that
beautiful
like
person.
he thinks he managed to get the someone who got kicked out of their brothel coming up here, and now it makes a lot more sense why you keep coming up and talk to him. You think you're going to get special treatment if he gets special treatment.
Oh, that's bad.
The holy lady. Uh-oh.
So
You bring out a ham and scare the shit out of him.
you get advantage on
Oh, I get
your.
advantage.
As long as you're flirting.
Oh, he's convinced you're flirting.
I know.
Oh,
I just
hey,
wanted
cool.
to hear Octavia.
That works.
Uh,
I thought he was going to be mad because I was trying to get special treatment, but this works. Hey, I'll take advantage any day.
Oh my god. She's going down that path.
Charisma.
well, I'll give you a choice. You can do one of two things.
Jeez, don't give me choices.
You pick up on you all of a sudden realize what he's thinking. You can either follow him into his room
Oh, God.
and get advantage, or you can turn him down and get disadvantage.
I'm going to follow him into his room because I know that my companion's walking around in his identity.
Oh,
Don't worry,
my
Octavia.
gosh.
We have Aravan. He can cure any disease.
I will.
All right.
Hello, some diseases are of the mind.
I
In
cannot
that case-
wash filth out of your mind. No.
In that case, you're gonna have to make me a performance check, or actually, no, let's make it athletics.
Wait, you're good at athletics, right?
Not really, but I mean, I'm not terrible at it. But
Well, he is a half orc. I mean,
Oh, you rolled two
Well,
fives.
2 5.
The half work is having its way with
Are you still in your armor?
I am in the armor.
Not anymore.
not for long.
Oh,
Gosh dang it.
I'm not gonna be able to look Octavia in the face after I hear that.
You should know that I'm a woman of the cloak. I'm not used to this kind of thing. It's just like
Hopefully this
That
is
made it
still
worse.
Bog and not Xavier.
And no, that's funny.
Oh, Christ.
And he basically tells you, "I'm not into that whole role playing thing. You don't need to pretend to be a woman of the cloth. Just come on in." And you're really not into it, and it's he,
I'm sorry, Octavia.
Hey, sacrifices must be.
I'm just saying choices you made.
If you guys don't get
you
into
did
that
this,
room, I'll
Amanda.
look
You
at
did this.
You came onto him.
Not really. Apparently.
I made it very clear this was your choice here.
Well, I had to keep him hidden.
Well, let's put it this way. Either way, you were going in the room with him, so I don't know what you're worried about.
No, you said if I stay out there. And
No,
he's
I
flying-
meant for the role. Like, whether you succeeded or failed on that role, you were still going in the room with him.
I wasn't under the. Whatever. Okay. We're in the room now.
Let's just say that you successfully distract him, but you don't have a good time.
That's perfectly reasonable either way. Ugh, I'm sorry, Octavia.
She's really going to need a bath.
Yeah, she
So, who's next?
better be fucking monsters and gold in there. Who's next? I'm done here.
Well, I was gonna say, just so it's not completely uncomfortable and just wrong, she goes in there and realizes about halfway through she can't fake what he's thinking, and she just kind of like, I thought I could do this because I didn't really want to get the shit work. I'm sorry, and she leaves. But
Great, now he's really gonna hate me.
oh yeah, he's really gonna hate you. But at
I
least
would-
she kept him occupied for about 30 minutes.
You know what? If I stay, maybe he'll like me and I won't get a shit job. So I'll stay.
I'm sorry. I thought I could do this, but we're currently trying to rob you, so I don't think I can.
Yeah, I'll stay. She's in this for the long haul.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay, I'm just
make that
trying to make it very clear there is no pressure. Even
Throw
you
your
know
lifeline.
No means no. I understand.
exactly, and we're. I'm not going to go with the yes means yes thing, but no means no.
She
But
will
that was-
stay, and she
that
maybe
was-
will get out of a shit job for this at least, and get richer by robbing him. So this is
Jesus.
a win-win, hopefully.
Oh,
Okay.
So you really are taking the sacrifice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, that still gave you advantage, and you still failed, so
Yeah.
it doesn't help you in the skill check.
Yeah.
But it
Mm.
makes
You
you
know
feel
what?
a little bit
I
better
might
about
get
your
out of a
decision.
shit job.
It might get you out of the shit jobs. Okay.
That will require a performance check.
Now that we're past that very uncomfortable conversation, Numa, I think you were next.
Oh, this
Yeah.
is the deciding factor.
So let
right
me
here.
let me get my bearings. So Octavia
Just
is
promise me
with-
you're not going in Bog's room.
No. But
Bog, I wanted to
Octavia's
get out
with
of the shit.
Octavia's
I'm
with
with
the
the real
neon
Bog.
face guy, right? Xavier's actually in the warehouse at the strong room
Again.
door.
Yep.
Time is all wibbly wobbly. This could be
Yeah.
something you did prior to or during.
Well, if you're there, you would have seen me if you wanted to do something after. You would see me walk.
No, just you're inside the warehouse with the doors closed, and you're at the door, either picking the lock or you're trying the keys out.
Yep.
Right. And then where's Aravan? At the
He's
lunchroom.
praying. Yeah, in a lunchroom.
Yeah, right now he's conducting a seance in the lunchroom.
Okay.
He's praying for my well-being.
Um,
Little do I know.
So I guess knowing that, gosh, what should I do? I was just going to like watch the warehouse doors, but now, yeah, Xavier, you're disguised as Boggs or whatever his name is,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Gosh.
Tim, he's in there. Get out of there, David.
I was just going to guard the warehouse doors to make sure, I guess, Xavier wasn't disturbed, but that's really not a skill action.
No, if you would like to guard to keep watch over the door and try to provide some surreptitious warning should something happen, then you can absolutely make a stealth check.
Oh, okay. Let's do that. Oh, gosh. All right.
You got this. You got this.
So I'm just clicking this, right? Out in the open?
Just roll your skill.
Woo! Go do more.
Okay, so that will be your 8th success,
Yay.
and what that means is that despite Octavia's best efforts to throw the encounter, you have successfully completed the skill challenge, and Xavier, with no one the wiser, you are now standing in front of an unlocked door to the strong room.
All right. After I unlock the door, but before I open it, I would like to check it for any kind of alarm system, like wires or anything.
You look around; there doesn't seem to be any kind of tripwires or alarms or anything like that.
Okay. I will walk in the room and see what I see.
Okay. So it's still kind of early in the evening. People are starting to go to bed, but it's not that late. And there's no light in this room. But luckily for you, you have low light vision.
Yeah.
And what you see is several crates and boxes. There's like a set of shelves along one wall that seem to have like kind of small possessions, bags, kind of an odd assortment of things in the different cubby holes. And overall, it looks like a slightly more secure storage room. Make me a perception check.
Okay. Yeah. Perception.
Okay.
Now, if there's, I would like to look for maybe like a secret door, like a trap door or anything.
That's what the perception check was for.
Okay, then I have an advantage on that because of my dungeon delver feat.
Oh, you got a dungeon delver feat.
I do.
Very nice. Well, then go right ahead and roll with advantage.
Come on. Hey!
It's better. So.
Oh God, no!
Something tells me he's getting attacked by the lava man again.
Lava man.
He has like a disembodied lava arm that he wrestles with sometimes. It's.
Okay.
I know, it's interesting. These are the toys Chip gets as kid.
Oh! Okay.
That's not me. I'm on mute. That's somebody else. Actually, I thought, well, I have a disembodied lava hand. I thought. I didn't know you were
What kind of toys are we
me.
talking about
That
here?
raises a lot more questions than it does answers.
So, as you begin to search around the room, nothing really jumps out at you right at first. But the more you look, you notice first that a lot of these crates have like in red paint, kind of like a weird squiggly symbol.
Mm-hmm.
It's, if you squint a little bit, it looks like there's like a wing.
Mm.
And about half the crates in this room seem to have that. And because of your experience as a less than honest merchant, as you're looking around, you notice that one of the crates seems peculiarly placed. And you go over and kind of like look at it a little closer, look for just in case there's like a trap on it or something. This one isn't marked, but there seems to be like a path leading straight to it, which is a little weird.
Yeah.
And you kind of like take your foot and push against it, and it seems sturdy and heavy. But as you look at it a little more, you think you see just a hint of like a line kind of just behind the crate and to one side. And it looks like maybe there's like a hinge there. So you kind of get your arm, you take your hand, you reach over to the opposite side of the crate and kind of push it back in that direction, and it tips up.
Ooh.
Oh, snap.
And underneath, what you see, you kind of peek at it, is a what looks like a tunnel. And strangely enough, you could swear you see a torch, or the light from a torch kind of slowly coming closer to you.
But the room is still dark, so there shouldn't be light being cast into there.
Correct.
Okay. But there's a torch moving towards me.
That's what it seems like.
All right. I'm going to send a quick message using the message spell to Erevan. Actually, no, to Numa, because he's the closest to me, and he's kind of hiding by the door.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say, in his head, Numa, there's a trapdoor in here, and there's someone down here. help.
Okay.
And I would like to, after I send that message, and hopefully Numa's coming, I'm going to wait until I can see the person, if it's a person holding the torch, and then I'm going to cast sleep on them.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing.
All right. So we'll pause right there. The rest of you guys. So Numa has heard your message. Aravan, what are you doing at this point? I guess you're still performing your religious ritual.
Yeah, kind of just doing this big old elaborate ritual prayer over all the road workers and guards, knowing full well that this is like a distraction on my part.
Okay, so
Keep their attention up here.
After the first 3 or 4 minutes, a couple more people kind of wander off. But you're getting sort of kind of into a sermon. You know, you're talking at length about how awesome Corellian is and how he's going to protect you all as you go out into this mirror of dead men. The half-elves are still, they're still listening. Even they're getting a little worried about just what they've signed up for.
Okay, so seeing some of them starting to kind of veer off and starting to lose interest, maybe I could try to swing this sermon into a little bit more about how, like, remember that fight that occurred out front this morning between the individual who chose not even to garb himself in armor, but that of the holy light of Corellian to protect him. And he was still able to fell his foe, who came fully armed with a pair of blades and the full garb scale mail upon his form. And even he was unable to stand up to the full power of Corellian's might behind every one of Numa's blows. Every swing that he took, every step aside from the blades of that coward swine. Just kind of like trying to ease this into a much more kind of like
Barge tail, yeah.
Kind of Bar's Tale, but much more like, like these are some of the trials and tribulations that have happened thus far, and this is why Corellian's great. Maybe you guys can tell me about some of the dangers you have faced out here thus far. Kind of like to try and get them a little more involved so that maybe they're more interested, but also to try and learn about what we might end up facing out there ourselves.
How could Corellia help you?
Okay, so you're ceasing the sermon and turning it more into, all right, well, you guys see how awesome Corellian is, but what can he do for you guys? What have you faced out here?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're thoroughly occupied. Excellent.
Oh, God.
Octavia is thoroughly occupied because she's in it for the long haul.
I'm doing my own sort of ritual, guys.
Oh my goodness.
Jeez.
And
We're gonna come back and like Octavia's in the room, just in the corner, shaking back and forth, like
She's gonna be dressed like Princess Leia in front of Jabba after this.
oh.
chained to his bed post.
That's that fantasy bikini male armor, right?
That's right.
Jesus.
so, skipping right past all that. All right, so Xavier.
Yes.
So you said you're going to wait until you can see these guys.
Yeah, and I realize now that I'm actually Bog, so yeah. At the moment.
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna.
So, kind of walk me through this. What are you doing to watch for them? How are you?
All right, so I saw the torch
ranging yourself?
And it's moving in my direction. Is there like a ladder going down?
No,
stairs?
not really. It's not really stairs. It's just kind of a slope.
Okay.
The ground is kind of boggy. But this seems, relatively dry and packed. But it's more just like a ramp.
All right. Rethinking my thoughts here. I'm not going to cast sleep right away. I'm going to actually just head down the ramp towards the torch.
Okay.
But I want to once I get close enough to see the other person, I kind of want to stop so that they're not too close to me. So I'm kind of like in the shadows of their torch.
Mm-hmm.
So that way they don't get a close look at the illusion.
Okay. So, as you are walking, you raise up the trap door and start making your way down the ramp. And you can see the light kind of coming up the tunnel, and just the quality of the light made you immediately associate it with a torch.
Mm-hmm.
And you do see like a torch in the distance. It looks like it's a good 150, 200 feet away from you. Of course, in the dark, it's quite noticeable.
Right. Yeah.
And at that distance, you can start to make out that it's, these are humanoid folks walking, but as you're starting to pick up a few more details, they look green, and it looks actually kind of scaly.
Ooh.
And when they're about 150 feet away, you can tell that's a lizard person.
Okay. I'm gonna keep up the guys, and I'm gonna keep walking towards it just to try to get as much information as I can.
Okay. So as you start making your way towards them, I assume you're going to go all the way until they see you react.
Yep.
All right. So you start making your way towards them. They continue to come towards you, and you can tell you think there's three of them in a row. Got the one in the middle carrying a torch.
Okay.
And when they get, when you get within I guess it's 60 feet of torchlight.
Yeah.
They see you, and one of them one in the front kind of stops and puts his hand up and calls out, "Sad so Funjanda Ban."
Oh God. Oh God, they're speaking another language. Oh God, what would Bog do?
What languages do you speak?
Not whatever the hell that was. Hold on.
Universal translator.
Google Translate. I'm trying to hold on. Where is my languages? Where's it at?
It's on your abilities tab.
Abilities. Aha! Yes. Draconic, Common, and Elvish.
So, as it takes you just a second because you weren't expecting that, but you realize they were speaking Draconic.
Oh.
And they just said, "Who are you and what are you doing here?"
I will speak back in Draconic and say, I am Bog.
"What are you doing here? We have no need of you."
I'm making sure that everything is going well.
"Everything is fine. Are the goods ready?"
They will be ready shortly. Where do you want them?
Make me a deception check.
Yep. God, I'm gonna die from lizard people.
I believe in you, Fog.
Double bogs. Da-da-bow.
And
Maybe it really is bogged down there.
That's a really weird
the
phrase.
guy
Figure.
seems to
Octave be saying in this very moment.
like the lizard man seems to relax a little and kind of motions to his two friends. They start walking forward again. The normal place is fine.
So they walking forward towards me?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got the first part last night. We should be done tomorrow night.
I've been extremely busy upstairs. Remind me again what you need these goods for.
And as they've been walking up, it only takes them at a walking pace, let's say about 6 seconds
Mm-hmm.
to cover half the distance between you. And as the guy gets to about 30 feet away from you,
Just about in the bright light.
yeah, just about in the bright light, he stops, and you see you were slightly distracted with trying to, pretend to be someone else.
Yeah.
And you see that the first guy continues walking towards you, but the one at the back has a javelin and is now throwing it at you.
Okay, so my deception did not work.
That would seem to be the case.
Okay.
So,
Jenga.
Just stamp out of there.
I can't bamf. I'm a rogue, not a wizard.
So, here's what we got. Numa, you're aware that something was happening.
He should have been coming.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
I will give you a couple of rounds before you can make it down there, because you still have to sneak your way into the room, figure out where he went,
Yep.
all that kind of stuff. And effectively, the tunnel is really just wide enough for two people to kind of squeeze past each other.
Okay.
And so there are 3 of them
One Xavier.
and 1 Xavier. So Xavier, if you could roll me some initiative.
Certainly. Bye, guys. Yes! Oh, of all time, so roll well.
So we'll pretend that this is your kind of pathway here.
Okay.
And yeah, that's about right. So, you see the guy hefting the javelin, and you actually manage to react first. So,
All right.
what would you like to do?
Okay, well, I'm going to go back to plan A and cast Sleep.
Okay.
Double checking. It's a range of 90 feet. And so starting with the creature with the lowest hit points, I have to roll 5d8. I don't think we ever figured out the button for this thing.
Just pick up a D8 and
Yeah.
roll 5 of them.
Damn it.
Okay.
Ah,
So, 23 hit points.
I'm pretty
Starting with the one the lowest.
Sure, pretty sure that's not going to hurt. Not going to put him to sleep.
You see the first guy in line slump forward and fall on the ground.
Oh. Well, that worked. Okay.
The other 2 don't seem to be affected.
Okay. Did I say that I activated my hood to go back in there? I don't think I did.
No, because you have the hat of disguise on.
Yeah. Okay.
You're being all boggy.
Yeah. All right. So what I will do then is, so they still think I'm Bog, but I just put that guy to sleep. So I'm going to run 60 feet back towards the ramp using my bonus action to dash.
Okay.
And that will be my turn.
So I'll say that moving 60 feet gets you effectively, and again, just pretend that this is all one tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
It effectively gets you to right there. So you're right back at the entrance.
Okay, so I only made it about 60 feet-ish down the tunnel.
Right, because they were walking towards you, you were walking towards them. You were like 150 feet apart when you first started moving, so, you know.
And hopefully
So
The
about
bird
halfway.
leaves Milwaukee going east, and the
Exactly.
bus leaves Chicago going west.
Right. So hopefully they follow.
Okay.
Oh,
So that
hopefully
was your
they
turn.
follow you.
Yeah.
Uh,
They're going to attack Bog in the middle of this place.
Can you link?
Oh, okay. I see where you're going with that.
Can you link me the sleep spell?
Yes, sir. How do I do that?
I think you just drag the dragon head into the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that.
Nope.
That worked.
Oh, did it? Oh, there it goes. So an ally can use an action to wake him up.
Right.
think.
Okay. That's what I was trying to make sure of.
Yeah. Unconscious for 1 minute till the spell ends, or someone takes.
Or
an action
until,
to
yeah.
wake him.
So, the guy who's next in line goes,
Torchbearer, right?
yeah, torchbearer goes running forward,
Oh, good.
and
Giving chase.
we'll put him effectively like there. And this guy would have been there. He was there to start with, so 30 feet. And so now, he should be further away than that.
So I basically pop up right next to Numa, right? Because he should be getting ready to come in the room.
We'll find out, because
Find out.
I don't know for sure. Numa was stealthy and keeping an eye on things, so we'll have to figure out where he was placed.
Yeah, keep it.
Which does remind me, Numa, go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh, I just realized this is a terrible idea.
Yeah, I'm not sure we've thought this one through. I think we're going to have to kill him in the tunnel.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the whole Ocean's 11 thing's revealed. Because if Boggs comes out with Octavia on his arm and sees Boggs in courtyard being attacked, because I don't know that we can do it quietly out in the open.
No, I don't think.
I'm sorry. You wanted something from me? A stealth
Initiative.
check?
Initiative.
Oh,
A stealth check. Oh, God.
Okay. So, this guy 2 runs up. He also pulls out a javelin and throws it. So, remind me how this works. It's the first range increment is normal attack. Anything past that is disadvantage, and maximum range is the second one, right?
Correct.
So if a weapon is 30-20 or 30-120, it's normal attack inside 30, disadvantage inside 120, and can't throw it past 120.
Correct. And I don't know if I'm out of his sight.
No, this is basically just a straight tunnel.
Well, I mean, like, if he can't see me, he would have disadvantage. You know, if I was in enough darkness, but I don't know how close I am to the torch.
Well, he has the torch, and you're 40
the
feet
guy
away.
with the torch is throwing the javelin.
Yeah.
Not the... Okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was the other javelin guy. Never mind.
So,
Ow.
he is going to target one Xavier Shadowleaf and make an attack with disadvantage.
Oh, am I just out of his range?
Yeah, you're 40 feet away
Oh, yeah.
on a 30-foot range weapon.
Nice.
But he hits you anyway.
Son of a bitch. Alright, I think I have something. Anyway, continue on.
And your armor helps absorb some of the damage, but this javelin does manage to stick in your leg a little bit.
Okay. I'm going to use Uncanny Dodge to half that.
Okay, so you're going to take 2 points of damage instead.
And that uses my reaction for the turn.
Okay. And that was his turn. The next guy already had his javelin ready to go. He runs past the other fella.
Oh, they just leave him sleeping?
Yeah, as far as he can tell, you've killed him or something.
Oh, right. No, I guess they might not be the most intelligent of creatures.
Well, they
That's
just know you.
racist.
They just know you did something, and then their buddy fell over. So let's go ahead and reveal all that, so he's not hidden.
Yeah, there's nothing special in those rooms.
Okay, so he gets to there, and is he's still got his javelin out, but you see he's also carrying a spiked shield,
Oh. Well.
and he's got what looks like a heavy club strung on his side.
Oh, this guy is loaded to the teeth then.
And it is Numa's turn. And Numa no longer has his nice armor buff from concentration.
Oh, yeah.
What? Who?
Octavia
What?
can't concentrate.
Yeah, Octavia's definitely not concentrating on your armor buff right now.
Maybe that's
What
why
about
she's so
Sadie?
distracted.
Okay, so I heard the voice in my head.
I'm going to assume it's because the guy looks like the picture. Is why she's so distracted.
Oh, God.
Mm,
That's what I look
I'm
like right
thinking
now.
of happier places right now.
nice mug. So I was just kind of pacing around that wheelbarrow and door, just kind of looking around. So I would, if I use my elemental attunement, and is there a torchlight or anything around that I could do a flash of sparks away from me, and so I can get advantage on stealthing into that warehouse without anybody seeing me?
What's the range on it?
Yeah, it didn't say.
If it's anything like the other ones, it's probably 30 feet.
It's probably 30 or 60 feet.
I'd say that's like prestidigitation, right? So you do it with a candle.
So I will say that there's a torch.
All it says is you can use your action to briefly control elemental forces nearby.
Prestidigitation
Right.
is 10 feet.
Okay, well, that's probably not going to get me far enough, so I might as well just do a straight up stealth check. Anything
I was
closer to me than 10 feet is going to draw attention to me.
Yeah,
Fireworks!
Good
Oh, shit.
move.
I was going to say 30 feet and say that there's a guard on the roof who's carrying a torch.
Everybody's looking at me. Yeah.
But no, you've been successfully stealthing up to this point, so you don't think anyone's really paying attention to where you are.
All right. Well, I'm going to try to sneak in through the double doors then, so no one sees me.
Okay, make me a stealth check.
You want the tower or out in the open?
This one in the tower.
I figured he's going to do that.
But it involves combat now. Okay. You quickly dart across the shadowed courtyard to those double doors and pry one door open, slip inside real quick. And you don't think anyone saw you.
Okay. I'll travel over to the entrance of the strong room.
I'm going to say you can get to about there
Okay.
in your turn while trying to be stealthy about it.
No problem.
You can see in the dark, right, Nemo?
I
And
can.
that guy is asleep. We're going to skip Octavia's turn.
She doesn't need to roll a
No
constitution.
more athletics check.
I'm just done with that. I don't really want to go through the mechanics of it. It just disturbs me.
It disturbs me.
You put me there, Ben. You put me there.
No,
I
no,
could've
I
just had a
specifically-
lovely conversation
He tried to get you
about
out
the
of there.
I specifically didn't put you there.
No, you said this could go
Yeah.
one of two ways. That
You-
was an idea you made up. My mind was in the bog, and I was like, he'll either
Oh,
take the conversation
literally.
about the bog or just tell me to
And
go
you took
away.
the same way twice, Amanda.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying I gave you an out. I was saying that from his perspective, the only reason he could come up with that you would keep coming back and talking to him when he clearly is not interested in talking
I'm
to
in
you.
fight. Just don't. We'll just focus on the fight right now. I don't want to be here either. Okay.
So, Xavier.
Yes. Oh, all right. So I've got guy with a javelin standing right in front of me. The guy behind him threw a javelin. I'm gonna shoot back at the guy right in front of me with my bow. Where's that? Actions. Yeah. So I don't think I get sneak attack for this. I don't
No,
think there's
you will not
anything
get
that's
sneak attack.
permitting that. So, yeah. So, longbow attack. Oh, I guess I should target him. Oops.
That'll hit, though.
All right, there we go. We got him targeted now. All right, and oh,
In these tight corners, you kind of have to crouch and kind of cock the bow sideways, but you release, and much like his javelin pierced your leg, your arrow pierces his.
very nice. So we're like trading blows here. I think so. I have to go like another 5 feet before I get to the entrance of the tunnel, right?
You're basically at the bottom of the ramp coming out
Oh,
the.
right, okay. Trying to see what the cunning action does. Okay, dash, disengage, or hide. All right, so I'm gonna go out of the ramp, back out through the trap door, and then hide like behind the crate that's on top of the trap door. Like crouch down and like wait for them to try to come out the ramp.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna do.
So, effectively, you're like there.
And so you need a stealthy stealth for that.
Well, you've actually gone out of their line of sight, so yeah, you make your stealth check, but with advantage.
Advantage in the that's sleight of hand. Stealth. There we go. And that'll be my turn.
Okay.
I don't see Numa's out of line of sight. Even coming up, he'd be out of line of sight, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
So, the guy who threw the javelin continues forward.
Oh god, they're gonna come up and maybe see Numa.
And
Sorry, man. Turtle formation.
you see the crate
Ready.
like tipping up and over. I want to say you position yourself so that you can see into the tunnel as the crate tips.
Okay.
We'll say you're more like right there.
Okay.
And as this guy, he's obviously being a little cautious, pushing this tunnel thing open. He's got his shield in front of him, and that's as far as he makes it.
This is scary.
And the next guy, with his buddy kind of holding the door open, goes charging through.
Oh god.
And he's going to make a perception check.
I hold my breath.
Well, where's his perception? And he definitely spots you.
Damn.
As he's coming up, it's like the light, the guy with the torches. He's like
He's
using
right
the
behind
torch hand to like push the thing up.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's like you didn't have quite enough time to completely hide.
Yeah. Okay.
So he steps right up in front of you there. And he's going to take a nice big swing with his heavy club.
No.
Yep.
This is gonna be
Club.
really bad.
That's going to hit.
Of course it is.
And as it crunches
I
into
will
your
have to
side.
as well. My reaction.
Okay. And as he swings this heavy club at you, he also lunges forward to bite you.
Oh. Good. Sleep isn't concentration, so that guy, yeah, he's out for a minute.
But he snaps his teeth and right in front of your face, but misses.
Pull back real quick.
Numa.
Help me. I'm sure he's heard the commotion now.
Actually, so far it's been mostly quiet.
Let me get him. Okay. So, oh goodness. All right. So, are we in combat mode or what are we doing?
Yeah, we're in combat.
Yes, you are.
I'm getting eaten.
You're getting eaten. Okay. So I'm gonna. Yeah. Okay. So I can make that. Can I make that 1, 2, 3,
5,
4?
10, 15, 20,
Yeah.
25. Yeah, 25 I think gets you right behind him.
I don't know what I just did.
You're gonna have
to the
to
wall.
move more like. Let's see.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. What? What?
Okay,
Stop it.
try it again.
5. Right.
Yes, that'll work. And as you come through the door, you see a lizard man standing in the middle of this room,
And a half.
and you don't immediately see Xavier,
Oh, he doesn't.
but you're pretty sure that this is the thing that was coming.
I warned you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure I'm pretty expecting danger because of the warning in my head.
Yes, yes, you
That
are.
sounded like the rogue that I know.
God damn it.
So
Right back to rogue.
Well, he did say in combat he refers back to
That's
the-
right.
At least he's staying
The
true
heat
to
of
character.
combat. So, do I get to attack him with advantage here?
Yes, you do.
All right. Let's see if we can't get another room to show up.
Oh, lizard blood.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I
That's-
just rolled. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to do that. I just thought I just clicked on my weapon, but I should have dragged it to the tower.
No, you can click on it; it still rolls it.
All right.
Well, the attacks you want open, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you don't. I mean, you could crit.
Yay. Oh, do I need to hit advantage though, don't I?
You do. And also, I assume you're going to attack twice.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Well,
there's
your
a second attack.
Do I get advantage on all of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm flanking. Oh, wait, what?
Okay, so there's
Oh,
your
that's the
first
punch.
attack, you dealt damage, your second sword attack, and the punch. Okay.
So he needs to do
All three hit.
a sword attack damage and a punch damage.
All three hit?
All three hit?
Well, I
Nice.
didn't. I missed something then.
The second sword you didn't roll damage on.
Gosh, I'm just like doing
Nice.
just like slicing their cheeks, like for scars or something with this sword.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I think that
Although
searching
this-
is searching for a good hit, is what that rune means.
This guy is, he's looking kind of haggard, though. He was not expecting somebody else to come and jump him from behind.
All part of the
And
plan.
that guy's still asleep.
I'm a bit dishonored by that, but I'm
So,
not going to
Xavier.
complain.
Okay, well, I'm gonna take this opportunity to drop my longbow and stab him with a rapier. Yeah, lizard 3.
That's the one.
All right, I get advantage on this, right, for Numa?
You do.
All right. 18.
That's a hit.
Here comes the damage. Bam!
So as this lizard man has turned around to, see what the heck is going on with this guy who just came through the door and started attacking him, you take the opportunity to skewer him through the neck as he's turned his head to look behind him. And luckily it pierces through his throat and just
Silent kill.
comes out.
It's almost like Aliens. When the little mouth comes out of the big mouth, you just see the edge of my rapier come out. Come through.
What else?
Yeah.
What else would you like to do?
So I'm going to actually move up back to the edge of the tunnel where I'm out of that guy's line of sight again, if I can.
Okay.
And I would
Sure.
attempt to hide from him again. So let me get. So this crate that's in the center, that's the trapdoor, right?
Basically, that is the trapdoor,
Okay.
and it kind of tilts back.
Towards the east wall.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna go there. He's gonna see me run there.
Yep.
I'm gonna hide and then kind of run to the other side of the door, so he doesn't know where to expect me.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Well, doing all this, yeah, it does. But doing all this in combat, you are going to make your stealth check with disadvantage.
That's fine. And I'm stepping over crates and stuff, so that totally makes sense.
Okay.
But I'm trying to be deceitful. And,
Exactly.
That's my turn.
Okay. Having just seen his buddy get stabbed, this guy decides that he's not interested in coming out of that hole. And you see the door close.
Here.
And
We
you don't know what happens.
hear him running through the muck, through the dirt.
you don't know?
Shouldn't we pursue him before he warns more lizard friends?
Yes,
Maybe.
Let's see if that guy's dead.
we must go after him.
Numa.
I'm chasing after the lizard man.
Okay.
Unless
So-
by taking their icons off, you really don't want me to do that.
Oh, it's just that's the way of showing that you guys can't see them. You don't know what's going on with them.
Oh, because the trapdoor's closed and we're not down the tunnel.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Oh, the dead guy was in the tunnel?
No, the dead guy was I just got him off the map.
All right, well, I'm opening that door and I'm in hot pursuit. Roscoe Pico train here.
He's got
Okay.
his siren on.
So you can move up to twice your speed down the tunnel. And as
He's
you
still
open the
carrying a
door and
torch,
go
right?
running through, yes, that guy is still carrying a torch.
So we should be able to see him running down the tunnel.
Yeah, you see him again. You're not quite able to catch up to him.
Okay.
Yeah,
And-
like throwing stars or something.
Well, I got like 3
Darts.
darts or something. Yeah.
I mean, you could.
Well, he also used both his moves.
Oh,
Minor action to open the door and then move in
Unless
standard.
he used the key point to step of the wind, right? But I don't think he.
Right.
So,
He would have had to say that.
Yeah, I'm not
And
used
that
to
guy's
that.
still asleep.
but Numa doesn't know that.
Xavier.
All right.
Yeah,
Xavier is going to run, grab his bow as part of his move action.
Okay, so that costs you basically half your movement to get your bow and back to the door.
Okay. And so that gives me another, I guess, 15 feet of movement.
Yep.
So to there. Ish.
Yep.
And
And then, obviously, well, you going. You
yeah.
know what you're doing.
I would like to. I don't think this guy knows that I'm going to shoot him, so I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to try to shoot him with my longbow.
Okay.
Would this be sneak attack because he's not really paying attention to me? He's
No,
Okay.
but I mean, just mechanically, you can shoot him, and I won't impose disadvantage, but you're not going to get sneak attack for it.
Okay. Right. So I'll do a regular attack on him. Longbow. No.
And unfortunately, the narrow tunnel, trying to avoid Numa, trying to catch this guy, I just can't quite make the shot.
All right. And I will use my bonus action to move up behind Numa. Dash. And I will tell Numa, don't hit the one on the ground. He's asleep.
Well, don't shoot at me again.
Catch it next
And
time.
you also, as you've released this shot, and Numa's picking at you for having missed, you think, man, Chesko probably would have made that shot.
Who?
Chest. Oh, who?
For some reason, it just comes to your mind.
Yeah.
You really have no idea who or what this person is.
He must have
It
been
is
one of
That
those
imaginary
archers.
figure that Octavia keeps talking about.
No, I think he was one of those archers that was back at the Order of the Gauntlets festival. I think. Asshole.
So, this lizard guy just keeps on a run.
Catch him, Numa.
We'll try, but I think
You're gonna have to throw something at him.
was that was I that close to the running guy?
You were 10 feet away.
Oh, I thought that was the sleeping guy.
No,
Nope.
the sleeping guy is lizard one.
Numa, you're up.
So if that's my action, and my attack action, I guess, then I would only have a bonus action remaining.
I'm not
If
sure
you-
what
if
you're
you-
talking about.
If you dash, you mean?
If I go double move. If I double move,
Do monks have an ability that they can dash as a bonus action?
Yes, they do.
if I spend a key point,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the step of the wind, I think.
Yes. As
Yeah,
a bonus
step of the
action, you
wind.
can spend 1 key point to dash. So you could probably dash and hit him with your 2 attacks. If you wanted to.
well, I want to. Oh, I want to.
Okay.
So you spend a key point.
We'll say
on
you
him.
spend a key point, you get right behind him, within range for an attack.
And then pop, pop.
Fireworks go off.
Fireworks.
Oh, wait a minute.
You didn't
Yeah, target him.
Ah.
Sorry.
But,
Right when I
okay.
did that, I'm sorry. Anyway,
That would hit though, so just
Oh,
so
would?
you're not effectively getting advantage for the attack.
Always moderate.
And that one misses.
we had some ice cream issues here.
Sounds like it.
Spilled ice cream, but anyway.
Oh no. Spilled milk.
A 5-year-old sometimes just can't handle a full-grown waffle cone.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
man.
Oh, man.
Tell you what, my son's been doing pretty good with little Sunday cones.
Okay.
That's the
And he's
worst.
still asleep.
It is the worst.
Xavier.
All right, so, right, just checking my longbow again. I think I've got like 6 turns left on that. And my first range increment for a longbow is 120 feet, I think. So I'm gonna just try shooting him again.
Okay.
I will move closer, just to not, f this up. And then I will attempt to shoot him. Fuck.
Once again, trying not to shoot Numa in the back of the head.
Yeah. 40 feet from him, so a dash isn't going to do anything for me. I'm going to hide.
Okay.
Go
Go ahead and make your stealth check.
Yeah. And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Well, the lizard guy realizes he's not going to outrun Numa. And so he wheels around with his, effectively an improvised club that is his torch.
Ooh. Fire
Oh,
damage.
wow.
He's
Okay.
going to burn your ass.
Mm.
And a spike shield. And he's going to make a swing at you. And that's going to hit.
He's a better fighter than
Pater.
Pithar or whatever his name is. Peter.
And
Yeah.
so
Peter Potter.
as he wheels around and swings his torch at you, you manage to kind of get an arm up and block it, and it does singe a little bit, but not too bad. And then he also lunges in to bite at you,
I don't like that.
and once again he misses. So Numa,
So I really want to use my elemental attunement. So can I like point at his torch?
Are you going to turn off his torch?
Yeah, I can turn his torch off and then punch him in the face.
that you can.
Oh my god. Oh, that's brilliant.
I'm sure lizard. I don't know. Can these lizard men see in the dark? We'll find out.
He's
I guess.
carrying a torch, so I'd assume he can't.
Yeah, me neither. Okay.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Is that all right? So I puff his, snuff his torch.
Sure.
Is that like a bonus action or what?
You have to tell me. I think it's probably an action.
Probably.
Okay.
I'll look it up.
That's fine.
For your elemental attunement, it's probably an action.
It doesn't really say. It just. I
I bet it says somewhere.
Well, it may. It just doesn't say in the area of the monk. It doesn't say anything about it. I guess we have been. I think considering like spells. I believe.
See, now you're making me look it up.
Well, me too. I'm looking at it too.
You use your action to briefly control elemental.
See,
Yes, there it is. Right there. The first sentence.
Where's it at?
The first sentence under elemental attunement. You can use your action
Oh,
to briefly
you
control.
can use your action to
So,
briefly
yes,
control.
use your action. And then punch him in the nose.
Yeah. Anyway, it's got some style, so
Yeah. I dare it. I would have done it sooner, but I have no way of putting out his light.
He's not as cool as Numa.
No, I'm not as cool as Numa.
all right. So as it suddenly goes pitch black in this tunnel, and you hear a from the lizard man. You swing your fist and make a solid connection with his face. That's in. You're just gonna make your one unnumbered attack.
Unless it's suspended. Keep.
Let's go ahead and spin another one. So flurry of blows gives me a bonus
You get-
action attack,
You get one additional attack.
one additional unarmed attack.
That's also a hit.
Man, Numa's doing work.
Nice.
I am. I've come to a total level of Zen-like spiritual
It's all because you said my name.
maturity.
Zen-like zenness.
Yes, a ZZ Top type situation.
That's what it stands for all this
See.
time.
Okay,
Yeah, they were really just monks.
and that guy's still asleep. Xavier, it is now pitch black,
Yeah, it's pitch black.
but luckily for you,
I can see. I'm gonna go for it one more time. I'm gonna try to shoot this guy.
maybe now that you're not running, you actually get to line up a shot.
Hey!
See, look at that.
And I get sneak attack damage.
Don't run and use your bow. That's the lesson here.
God, the damage, though.
But as you have drawn this bow, finally lined up the shot, and you see Numa like snuff out the torch and then throw a couple of punches, and he's crouched down, getting ready to strike again. You shoot this arrow, and it whizzes right past his ear and just plunks straight into this guy's eye. And he drops.
Good job,
Don't
Numa.
apologize.
I acknowledge my rogue friend with a somewhat bow of disdain. Keep shooting at my head.
Well, you ducked this time. I would like to... I've got these wonderful manacles that I picked up somewhere. I'm going to manacle
Awesome.
this sleeping lizard guy.
Oh.
Okay.
And I'll take... I've got 2 different things of rope, so I'm going to take a good chunk of my hempen rope and tie up his feet. And using the manacles for his hands, because I just don't want him getting out. And then I'm going to, after I secure him, and he should still be sleeping, I'm going to run back and drag the body of the other lizard guy back into the tunnel.
Okay. There is a decent bit of blood on the floor.
Yeah.
But we'll find out what you do about that next week.
Oh. Do we have any water? Has anybody got any water? I got holy water.
As we end this particular episode of our adventure, Octavia is best left unmentioned.
Octavia's busy.
She does notice a peculiar stench, though.
Oh,
She's
seeping through the floorboards. This is the worst possible position I could ever be in.
actually this one seems to be like emanating from him.
Oh.
I can't get worse.
Everyone has dysentery. Thanks.
I know.
David.
We're probably gonna have to make a disease check at the end of or at the start of next
I
episode.
plan on it.
But
Did this to yourself.
so you have now discovered a secret tunnel leading from the strong room. You don't know to where yet because you haven't gone that far. You have found that there are lizard men who have made their way into the, or were making their way into the roadhouse. And they made some comment about how they should be done by tomorrow night. The first part of the shipment went just fine.
And only I know that.
True, but I assume you're going to share it eventually.
Oh, of course. First chance I get.
Well, thanks for talking to us, Bog, but why are you revealing all of this information to us? We're barely strangers.
We're not strangers anymore.
So,
Unfortunately.
what did you guys think of this episode?
Well, I've had better days.
I enjoy this.
I don't know.
The skill
I love
challenge.
the skill challenge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I
skill
really like
challenge is
that.
awesome. For the most part.
I think that really got us our juices flowing on that. I don't know. It just seemed like it was.
Oh, phrasing.
Oh,
I really enjoyed it. I think if we're gonna maybe do more Oceans, like if we're gonna do the sequel, Oceans 12, we might want to
Yeah.
talk about it beforehand.
Yeah.
well,
I know.
that's what I encourage you guys to do.
Yeah.
Take like 10, 15 minutes, talk about what you want to
said you
do.
were taking a break, and I went and made food.
I
Yeah, I
thought
was
you
like-
meant kind of like a little more in general, like
Yeah,
what
I
our
thought like,
plan
what are we gonna
was.
do tomorrow?
Like, I was gonna go do guard
Yeah,
duty,
yeah.
and they were gonna go build a road. Like,
That's
pretty
how I
sure-
took.
I'm pretty sure I specifically said, so you've basically decided you're going to go all, what was it? You're going to pull a heist.
yeah.
So, you might want to plan what you want to do.
I probably should tell you guys next time that I'm gonna go try to pick the lock. I mean, but I think it all worked out well. And it was
I would also like to imagine that at this specific moment in time, Aravan's also upstairs, like, what, you mean some oversized lizards? I don't see how they could possibly be any such problem.
What?
To any
Oh, yeah.
reasonably skilled adventurer.
With the guys who are like, oh yeah, we've had to fight these lizard men. Yeah, so that's all right.
No, that was. I loved the intrigue, and so what was my deception roll that I failed so miserably on?
Well, I mean, I know what I know some things that you're not going to know yet.
Oh yeah, of course.
But let me find it.
So it was
To
probably
pass
more of,
off as a guy doing something you had no idea what he was doing.
yeah, it was probably the lie wasn't very believable. Like, what are we doing again? I tried. I really did.
At the point where you're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
so what exactly are we doing?
Yeah.
But yeah, you roll a 5.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That wasn't a very
No, I'm not
convincing
a
lie.
What? Why would you even ask me that?
Butter.
Now, what was that you were saying about those drugs?
Can you speak a little louder and more clear?
Speak directly into my chest area, please.
Can you speak into my flower, please?
Yes. Oh man, that was fun.
Well, I have to admit, I enjoyed the session. It was pretty good. I figured I would throw that nice little like teasing thing at Amanda and be like, "Oh, he totally thinks you're flirting with him now," and then she's like,
Okay.
"All right, I do that."
That's Dungeons and Dragons.
It's like, "Oh shit." It's like,
I
okay,
thought
so
you meant like.
So Ben is rolling like percentile dice. Like, what disease are you getting from this half-orc?
Bad. It's nothing good. I
Temporary insanity.
Yeah, that too. Now I'm gonna have nightmares of half-orcs instead of elks. Who knew?
Half-orc elves.
Elks, half-orc elks,
Elves.
green
Yeah.
elks.
Ugh. Ugh. I might have to kill this character now, guys.
Burn it. Just burn it. Burn it.
That's
Cleanse
why
it
she
with
would
holy
want to
fire.
go.
I even told you, I was like, "Okay, so you decide." I thought I could do this, but I really can't. I'm sorry.
And she was like, "No, I'm
Well,
really
she was
trying
like,
to get out
nope.
of the shit jobs."
She's like, nope, I had to give you several outs for that.
My whole
Every
plan
time.
was to distract
That's
him.
so
If I
true.
did that, he would have like just shut me down instantly, and there would be no distraction. That really wouldn't be helping my teammates. Like he just would have shut me down. I would never talk to him again, and he'd die.
don't put this on us.
Yeah, don't put this on.
No.
I would
no,
like
no,
to
no.
reiterate. I said after about 30 minutes, you decide that it's.
Sorry,
So after
I don't
foreplay,
know how long it takes them. I didn't realize it to be in there for the
At least 30
next
minutes.
hours. Jeez Louise. Maybe we could just have tea or something. We just,
tell me about your problems, Mr. Bog.
Yeah, I'm sure you caught whatever disease you've got from his teapot.
Is that what the kids call it this day?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that what the young folks are saying? It.
Just in
Okay.
a teapot.
Well, now that that's been discussed, we're gonna forget that ever happened.
Oh no,
I
it's
appreciate
all
that.
over the internet.
Yeah, but I know we were a bit disorganized, but the skill challenge forced each of us to perform some action towards that goal.
yeah.
So I thought that's
I did get the keys, not that they were the right keys. I was basically using
yeah, but
I can't believe you swiped them.
I know.
I
It was-
thought they were
That's
I
my
was gonna say,
highlight.
did meet.
that was a success that got you closer to actually
Yeah.
succeeding.
Yeah.
It
was
wasn't-
pretty exciting.
Just because the
I'm not
keys
broke.
didn't actually fit.
Yeah.
And honestly, if the successes had worked out that he got to the door on the last success, the keys would have worked. But you needed one more success, so
Right, just getting to the door would have done.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
No, I
like that.
I
that
can
was-
say I'm very happy that Numa succeeded on his check because I was just going to go all out with Erevan and just go track down Piter and just intimidate the shit out of him after the fight this morning to be about like, okay, so what's the kind of shit that you guys put in that room? Just for that
He was
final
straight up
check.
gonna
Just
go, like,
scare
beat
the
the
shit out of this guy. Yeah, basically just go beat up a guy who's already been badly
Beat him
beaten
while he's
on the
down.
stick.
You're gonna knock him unconscious, heal him, and then knock him unconscious again. Tell me what you know.
Keep bringing him back until he's got nothing left to say.
You're like,
I'll say, isn't that effectively torture?
Kind of, sort of, but
Holy torture.
I'm going to beat you, I'm going to heal you, then I'm going to beat you again.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
But
bad.
you know, at least as long as I keep bringing him back.
it evens the scales.
I'm pretty
That
sure
was
that's what
asleep.
makes it torture.
Yeah.
Well, look, that's why I'm saying I'm very happy that Numa passed that last save for the party.
Went in a dark
Because
path.
otherwise it would have been only one success or one failure left to go. And so that's why Ereban was like, gonna have
I'll
to
beat him
get
now.
it all.
All right. Well, I hope we've all learned something this week.
Yeah.
Don't
I know I have.
Near half orcs.
I know. I-
Also, I think
Yeah,
something
that was-
I liked about the skill check thing, kind of like what Chip was saying about how it kind of forced everybody to contribute somehow. Every so often, like it seems to wind down to like one or two of us kind of just taking the reins, but this kind of forced everybody to do their part collectively. And
and
I
I
like
think-
that.
You know, it's in some ways, it's almost like this is the role-playing version of combat, which I think
yeah,
is,
skill
is
check.
good.
Yeah.
It's a very nice change of pace
Mhm.
to just slogging
Well-
it out or
Kind
Because
of.
otherwise, I probably would have stood there and watched.
Be like, okay, well,
Rogue.
Xavier's going to sneak in. Let's see what he does.
Yeah.
And
I was gonna, like, the
I
rogue's
would
doing
like
his job. I'm just going to stay out of his way. And I was like, well,
Yeah.
I can just make a hole over here using the elk. I would never have thought that if we hadn't done the skill challenge.
Right?
which that might come in handy because
It's like,
still
speaking of,
may come in handy.
there still is a hole caused by the elk,
Yeah. Well,
the demon
yeah,
elk.
Yeah. Let's.
we,
Numa,
we,
you're paying.
we might have to lead the demon elk into the into the chamber with the blood.
Hannibal out of this. He did nothing wrong.
Like, no, Hannibal, lick all the blood. Lick it up, lick it up, lick it up.
Then he really would,
Extra
probably will turn
rules.
into a demon elk at that point. Some kind of lizard possessed elk, stag.
He'll turn into a
Steed
green
thing.
elk.
Green
Yeah,
dragon.
that's
how
right.
Well,
Oh, man.
I just made
Alright.
one more D100 roll,
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
and
Octavia.
luckily for Octavia,
Oh, God.
after 2 minutes and 10 seconds, he's asleep.
Oh, good. Whew.
Are you going to loot the body?
Wow. I don't
Luke
even
the
have
body.
Find the
I
right
don't think
keys.
that's good.
She finds a poker card in his sleeve. You son of a bitch, you've been cheating.
But you do pick up. Yep, there's
There's some repercussions to this.
Let's just say
that in his locket.
there are just some diseases going on.
Oh,
So that's what happened to Caden.
He got 3 levels of exhaustion. Oh,
not
bug.
again. Jesus. Not again. Never again, guys. That was difficult.
She is thoroughly not exhausted. Let's just say her satisfaction level is very low.
Jesus.
I am not satisfied with anything that happened. It's safe to say.
Alrighty.
I still can't wait for our characters to get back and be like, oh, so how'd your side of the deal go? That's gonna be great.
I'm pretty sure she's not going to talk about it.
Nothing interesting. Let's get out of here. We
I'm
don't
sure
need to really
Bog's
work
going
on
to talk about it, though.
We'll be gone. We will be gone. We're not honestly going to work on a road, guys.
It's going to be very awkward if Xavier shows up as Bog to that conversation.
Oh, but I don't know. So I can't do that.
I know.
It'll still be awkward.
If only I knew. If only I knew.
Okay.
All right. See y'all next week.
Die with
Good night, everybody.
See ya.
Adios.